welcome everybody to the Friday BS show. And look, we got a special guest tonight, Amanda Jones, aka Tia.
Amanda Jones.
Tia went all 80s for us. Look at her. Look at her.
Jelly bracelets, massage pony.
I am waiting for a bucket of water to be splashed on you from the movie Splash. Is that right? Splash? Was it Splash? Because she had the cutoff. Yeah, the cutoff shirt.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, and Mr. Bob Sharp is with us. As we said before we joined the show, Bob is the walking encyclopedia. He knows everything from A to Z.
Not everything, but
including 1980s women's tennis. If you have a question on 1980s women's tennis, Bob will have a name for you. How's everybody doing?
We'll have a name.
Tia, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Is this going to be your official first podcast video? Yeah. Oh,
first. Well, I've done with Keith. I've done some little things, but not. I don't think it's podcast. It's just a go live type of thing. So
yeah.
Look at that.
But live, this is going to be seen by. This will be here forever. It'll be on the internet forever for all to see. So are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a good girl.
He's a pro at this now. I think he's gonna start his own little podcast. It'll just be Ask Bob a Question podcast.
Nice.
Oh, so tonight's show is all 80s, the best and the worst. Because there was 80s weren't all fun and games, and there's some sad times in there, music wise. There were some sad toys, some bad toys. I was going through that list. There's some bad toys.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about those.
There are some bad toys in the 80s, and so we're gonna do the whole thing of the 80s, but I want to start the show off with a simple question for the two panels that are here right now, and then the other two will answer it. Before we start the show, I have a question for all of you. In a few words, we're going to start with Tia. Describe the 80s, what it meant to you. And if you had to pick one thing from the 80s you wish you still had, what would it be?
I definitely wish I still had some of my cool ass clothes because, how everything comes back in style. I have jellies though. That's kind of cool. 80s, I would definitely say the music speaks to me because there's not a place you go and you can hear a sound, or even today, some of the guys like Bruno Mars and stuff, you go, damn, that sounds so 80s. 80s music is definitely my takeaway, and Saturday morning cartoons. You're right though, because I have been noticing I have kind of stayed away from music for a while because I kind of just stayed on Pandora and stuff like that. But then I turned on the radio today and the last couple of weeks, and what I've noticed is synthesizers are back, and that is so fucking 80s. When I hear that synthesizer, I'm like, yeah. You're like, what? Where are we at?
Time fuck out, dude. Time out. That's 80s. So what was it did you want to bring back that you wish you still had?
I wish I still had some of my cool clothes, some t-shirts, concert tees, or, posters that you didn't realize were going to be so monumental.
Yeah. The concert shirts, big one. Mm-hmm. I wish I wouldn't have cut them up, or, just, we didn't know. Now we're so specific on how we wash our clothes. We turn our jeans inside out, we turn our shirts inside out so they don't ruin.
They don't fade,
and we're doing all this stuff. But back then it was just fucking throw it in there, colors, whites, black, it doesn't matter, just throw it in there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was, Bob. Maybe you can answer it as a man. What was it about us cutting our fucking sleeves off in the 80s? What was that all about?
Well, here's the deal. I never really had the guns for the gun show. So I really never cut my sleeves off. I never cut my sleeves off.
You never cut your sleeves off. What, Bob? No. Come on. Did you wear the white beater at least?
That guy.
You didn't have the white beater.
Did you have any fishnet shirts that had the remember those with it's like a jersey, but it's like fishnet?
You know what? I had one when I was coming out of high school, but I didn't wear it. I wore it around the house, but I didn't wear it in public.
I guess it was mesh. Right,
what was
mesh.
the 4 years of high school for you? What were they? Was it 80?
Oh, I freshman in 77 and graduated in 1981.
Oh, so you graduated right at you. So you got to have some fun in the 80s.
In the 80s? Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, more than say because I had to wait, I didn't even turn 21 until, 90 something. So, I mean, you were 18 and 81. So you got to really,
enjoy those 80s.
Enjoy those 80s like an adult, do a little blow.
Well, part of the 80s is a blur because I was having way too much fun.
That's the truth. See, I mean, so for me, I was 12 when I was in 1980. So from 12 to, so Tia, how old were you in 1980?
Hold on a sec. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, I'll mute you, Bob. Yeah,
I was 6.
You were 6, so you got to enjoy a different type of 80s.
And it was mostly pop 80s, and then we'll probably delve into some things that I'm really familiar with. That's for sure.
Yeah, and then your high school years were
88,
right,
89 to 92.
To 92. So you grew up, you were 18 right at 92. So see, this is perfect. I was 12. Bob was an adult. And Tia was playing with My Little Pony at the time. So.
I had the strawberry shortcakes and everything.
So Bob, same question for you, Bob.
Okay, so if I could have one thing back from the 80s that they don't have anymore, I would have 2 things. First, I want my 80s body back because I was in shape back then.
You can't have your 80s body.
And number 2, I want VH1 and MTV because all they played was music videos.
Music.
All they played was music videos, okay? That's all they played.
Yeah.
None of those Pimp My Crib or, you know what I mean? Any of that bullshit.
Pregnant teens.
Yeah,
pregnant
teen and pregnant. Yeah. I know what you're talking about,
all
John.
we had was music videos.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
So,
Hi.
Bruce is in the house. So, Bob.
Oh, see, I've got cool glasses, Bruce.
Oh.
All right.
In a few words, describe what the 80s meant to you.
Me?
Yeah.
Freedom. Adventure. A lot of experimental living, trying things I wasn't supposed to try, doing things I wasn't supposed to do. A lot, like I said, part of it's a blur, but a lot of it was, doing things because I needed to find out why they were bad and not just because my dad told me it was bad.
Yeah, headbangers.
I was a kid that had to find out for himself.
Fuck yeah.
Now,
yeah. Bruce.
And it was a lot of personal growth, man. I had a lot of fun. I did a lot of crazy shit. I'm surprised I'm still alive. Some of the stuff I did.
Are you glad? Are you glad there wasn't the technology today back then to record the craziness Bob had?
I'm super glad.
I would definitely hate to have most of the shit I did in the 80s on video cameras, on cell phone cameras.
On YouTube, especially. YouTube would have been big in the 80s. Fuck yeah, would have been.
Yeah, I mean, although, if we had that technology back then, I think it'd be interesting because a lot of people still would have filmed everything, but then but then you would have got to have seen just how wild and open and free the 80s were because we didn't have many rules.
Yeah, no. Fuck, our parents, I think the most laid back parents of all time, 80s parents. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know if it's just because mine were, from the old country. I don't know if mine were just a little bit different, but I basically was told, as long as I'm with Phil, it didn't matter what time I came home. I just look at my mom. I'm like, I'm fucking 15. And so it doesn't matter what time I come home, as long as you're with Phil. I go, Phil's not that good of a kid. So, Bruce, how old was Bruce in the 80s? 1980. How old was Bruce in 1980?
Oh, let's see. 1980, I was 21 years old.
Oh, see now, Bruce was fucking romping around in his suit, driving around to these high-end parties, just
Did you have a cell phone that was this big in a box? You know,
No,
a car phone?
Actually, I just got married, and and the next year we had our first kid. So I was raising a family, doing my apprenticeship as an electrician. The wife had morning sickness so bad she couldn't work her job anymore. So I was working 5 days a week, going to school 3 nights a week, and then bartending the other 2 nights a week to make up for the income that she lost being home with morning sickness so bad. So I was working my ass off in the 80s, man.
So you shouldn't have said those last words, but if you have to have some fucking funny ass stories if you were a bartender in the 80s. That's all I gotta know.
I bet.
That got me in trouble without trying to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Because you got a pregnant wife at home who's not feeling too beautiful, and you're working at a bar.
So basically, if you had to describe the 80s for you, it was work, kids, and wife.
Pretty much, yeah. And just, struggling to keep your head above water, back in those days. So,
And Al, if you had to pick one thing from the 80s that you could bring back today and have, what would it be, Bruce?
Man, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's like that's such a blur back in the 80s now.
It wasn't that long ago. Don't make us sound that old, Bruce.
Fashion changes going and lifestyles and
you want those parachute pants back, Bruce?
Oh man!
Oh my God!
I never had those. I had, the bright colored shirts and the medium length hair, and I think we still had the zip up boots back then.
Did you have the cut off T-shirt and the Larry Bird shorts and the socks that went up to your knees?
No, I had the knee high socks, but I didn't have the. The shorts were pretty short back then. I remember that.
Yes, they were.
Oh my God! And they had the stripe on the side, short shorts.
Yeah. You had stripes on the socks too. So
Yes, you did.
Yeah, they weren't white socks. They had the 3 athletic stripes on the top of the sock. And you had some ugly looking tennis shoes back then.
The shoes,
we did.
Dude, when I googled the shoes, I was like, "Fuck, we wore that shit, man. What was wrong with us?"
High tops were popular back then.
Converse was.
And,
Adidas, Pumas. Yeah.
Swiss, which they're still big, but the what were the Swiss.
The
Swatch, but the tennis shoes.
The Swiss.
Oh yeah.
The jellies. I can't think of what the hell they were. Those came up, man. When I saw those, I was just like, "Oh God, why did
jelly shoes made your feet so sweaty and like they left this little waffle pattern on your foot? They were.
Well, that was the girls. We didn't have to wear those things. So.
K-Swiss.
And then I know the wife wore those candies.
K-Swiss.
Those candy shoes or whatever they called them, candies, and that was the big craze for the girls with the wood. I looked like a wood high heel, but
yeah.
Dolphin shorts.
Yeah, it was. The 80s went quick. I mean, I was working my butt off.
Well, you were working, so you weren't like Tia. Tia was sitting in the living room playing with Cabbage Patch Dolls.
I did all that fun stuff in the 70s before I got married, Bug.
Yeah,
That was pretty much a free time, man. We just, as kids, my parent. Well, I lived with my mom, so she was cool as long as I let her know I was going to be home for dinner or not. Other than that, I was on my own. So we'd take off up to the mountains. We had 3 of my buddies, man. Our parents were cool. We just go, hey, we're going to Kennedy Meadows. Hey, we're going to Russian River.
Yeah.
And we're gone.
Yeah, that was my mom. It was like, we're gonna ride our bikes tonight, Sperry. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we won't be back
Remember
till
when
tonight. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. I mean, we just pretty much, as long as we didn't get in trouble, we pretty much did whatever we felt like doing,
Just get home before the light
What is
comes
Earth
up.
Shoes?
Earth Shoes, you'll have to explain that one because I don't remember.
Oh,
Is
the
it like
Earth
moon
Shoes.
boots? Huh?
No, they were wavy. They were wavy on the bottom.
The bottom?
On the
sole?
bottom.
Huh?
On the
like
bottom.
they're like the first Birkenstocks or what?
No. They were regular shoes, but they had that sole
had
on the bottom that was wavy, and they were Earth shoes. They were round.
I remember the moon boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moon boots.
Moon boots.
All right. Who wants to get Tia? No, so you're out of it, Tia. You can't answer because you already know the answer to this one. But who held the #1 song the longest throughout the 80s? Anybody got an idea? This is look at Bob. Bob, that fucking Rolodex is just spinning like fucking crazy right now. What's that?
It wasn't
I have a hard time with 2021.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's get physical.
Olivia Newton-John.
Oh God.
That song held the chart in the 80s. It held the chart for 10 weeks straight, the longest of any song throughout the 80s. And that was it. I was shocked.
That is pretty surprising.
Of all the music in the 80s. No, that holds the record. 10 weeks straight. 10 weeks straight. #1 song.
Well, I remember there in the 80s, a lot of songs were overplayed where you just felt like you were going to shoot yourself if you heard it one more time.
Well, yeah, because now that I kind of have a buddy that was in the radio business, but he kind of explained how that all worked. And the 80s were bad. I mean, DJs were getting paid shit tons of money just to play a fucking song.
It was like
right.
Every other song it would come back on, like that Strawberry Delight and all that other
Strawberry Delight. Yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad in the 80s. But all right, here we go. #1 song for 10 weeks in a row was Olivia Newton-John's Physical, which song remained the longest on the top 10 100 songs. Are you ready for the rest of the songs? And this will be kind of cool. If you can give me a special moment to the song, that'd be kind of cool. If not, so if something special happened, Every Breath You Take by The Police, #9.
So is this all pop music then? Really?
This is what was on the charts in the 80s.
Really?
This is
probably Billboard's chart.
Yeah, this is Billboard's top 100 total 80s songs. So these are the songs that just, throughout the 80s, they were on the charts and they lasted the longest throughout the charts.
I can remember the music video. I can see it, but I don't have a serious
MTV was kind of, big then.
Yeah. Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. Eye of the Tiger. Everybody's got an Eye of the Tiger story. Come on. Bob,
he's laughing.
How many prank fights did you have in parking lots to the Eye of the Tiger song?
Actually, I didn't, but me and my buddies went to saw because that was Rocky 2.
Yeah.
That was Rocky 2.
That was Rocky 2.
So there's like 4 of us, and we're watching Rocky 2. And one of my buddies, when they start playing Eye of the Tiger, he runs the front of where the screen is and starts doing one-handed push-ups while Eye of the Tiger's playing.
It's true. There are still people that use that song at gyms to pump themselves up.
Oh yeah, it's a good battle cry.
It is a good pump up song.
Well, it was a pump up song when in the football locker rooms and all that stuff too. So.
Oh hell yeah! We did. Of course, I remember '86, '84. We did. We Will Rock You. That was the big song in the locker room when we were coming out for a football game. Yeah, we are the champions. Yeah.
In 1980, when I was a senior, we would always play Another One Bites the Dust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. It's one, and we've got. I want to know. I want to love it. I want to know what love is. I'm sorry. God, I went blank.
Foreigner.
Oh yeah.
Foreigner.
Yeah.
Come on, Bruce. You gotta have a memory to that song, Bruce.
I know. I remember a bunch of Air Supply ones. I don't know if any of them made the stars.
Bob, not even for you.
I do. We went to Mountain Air, and Foreigner was the head attraction. So right before Foreigner, Loverboy came on.
Loverboy.
And Loverboy was fantastic. They just brought a ton of energy. And then Foreigner comes on, and they start with "I Want to Know What Love Is."
I want to.
And we all got up and left.
They slowed it down.
Yeah,
Foreigner
you told me
started
that
really slow.
I love that song.
And we all just
I
got
love
up.
that
I
song.
mean, everyone in my group, there's like 20 of us. We got up and left.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite. I wasn't even dating, but that was still one of my favorite songs from Foreigner back in the 80s. Yeah.
No, I just wasn't into the mushy songs. It was like
Jump by Van Halen. Come on, everybody got to jump.
You know that video too, where he's like, he has no shirt on and he's got like a tie around the microphone or something.
My funny story to that video is my dad going on walking by the TV and going, "What the fuck is this?"
What is the guy doing?
And Tia knows my dad. They hear that. What the fuck is this? It's like jump.
Where's his clothes now? Why he got no clothes on?
Now, Tia, do you have a Jump Van Halen story?
I just remember the video. That was still kind of early 80s. Is this 1980 or is this just 80s in general?
This is all 80s. So this is all the songs that rank from 1 to 10. So 1 being Olivia Newton-John Physical.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. With or Without You by U2.
Oh, that's a great one. Great album, great song.
Yeah. No, not Uncle Frank. Yes,
I was
Uncle
a big fan.
What did we have here?
Was not a big fan.
Judas Priest didn't make the list. It didn't make actually I have a top 20 American classic rock 80s one too, which is a separate list, but these are actually 1 to 10 the top songs of all 8 throughout the 80s. We got everyone better have a story for this one. Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses. Everybody's got to have a fucking go on. I have a bad one because they were my favorite band. Saw them a couple of times. Last time I saw them was at a Day on the Green in Oakland, and they were just shittiest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. They were horrible.
Disappointing, yeah.
It was bad. And in the same situation Bob had, Metallica opened for Guns N' Roses that day.
Wow.
It was Body Count, Metallica, and fucking Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, that'd be badass.
Well, Metallica opens for Guns N' Roses in Oakland, and everybody's a fucking metal fan. That whole place was full of Metallica fans. There was no Guns N' Roses fan in there. It was the whole Bay Area was there to see Metallica. Metallica lit it up, fucking went crazy. Guns N' Roses comes out. Everybody starts pulling the outfield apart, takes the tarp off, starts pulling the grass off, and starts throwing it up in the air at Guns N' Roses and everybody else in the pit. It was horrible. Metallica had to come out while Guns N' Roses was doing their set.
Oh my God.
To tell everybody to settle down and stop throwing grass because they were going to stop the concert because it looked like that video. This is how it looked like to me, and I was tweaking like crazy that day. But I'm looking up with the flashing lights and grass clods this big flying around. You remember that video from CNN with when they bombed Iraq and they had all those things flashing in the sky, in the night sky, all the bombs were going on? That's what it looked like. I was freaking out. I was getting hit in the head, left, the shoulders, the back. It was a huge mess, but I still love Guns N' Roses. I just don't think they're a great band live. I don't know what they sound like now, but Bruce, Guns N' Roses story? No Guns N' Roses story. No. You were a working man then. Tia, Guns N' Roses story? Come on.
It was an album. Sweet Child. Yeah, I was dating this guy named Larry.
Oh, Larry.
And
time out. You dated a guy named Larry, Tia?
Yeah.
Larry?
I know. I was
Must
only
have been a popular name in the 80s,
huh? But yeah, that was an album that was constantly on, repeat. Was it Appetite for Destruction?
I think it was Appetite for Destruction was the album, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good album.
Bob, what is your Guns N' Roses story?
I really don't have a Guns N' Roses story. I really didn't listen to them much. When Guns N' Roses came out, I was working night shift at MTC, and then I was a driver. But I really didn't. I mean, I knew the song.
Yeah.
I just wasn't a big fan.
I mean, fan.
there were some hair bands that I loved. Okay, if you ask me Def Leppard, I'll tell you everything backwards and forwards about Def Leppard.
Oh, they're on the other list. They're on the other list.
Okay.
So Emotional by Whitney Houston. Tia, you remember that song?
I remember it, but
I had to Google that one. I had to Google it. I couldn't remember a single word from that song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I couldn't remember it.
No.
Bob's got one for this one. Total Eclipse of the Heart.
So, I mean, that was always a good song to jump out on the dance floor at the Angus or the Tree Frog.
Tree Frog. I'll bring it back to Tree Frog.
Tree Frog.
The Modesto days.
Yeah.
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh yeah, that was a sing-along song.
Is that Bonnie Tyler?
Yeah, Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah, that
was one of those ones that everybody sang that verse together,
Yeah, Tia, hit that note, Tia. Hit it. Yeah. Come on.
No, you know what I remember? The music video had it was terrifying for some reason. It had like a shadow guy or he had a one of those masks or something from the Phantom of the Opera. Wasn't that video?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think
all this curtains blowing in the wind. I was like, oh my God, this is like a scary dream or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good song.
Endless Love, Lionel Richie and Diana Ross.
Oh.
That was another.
No, I touched Bob in his special spot because I said Lionel Richie.
I love the song. I love the movie. That was one of the most overplayed songs everywhere.
What movie was it from?
Endless Love, starring Brooke Shields and
Brooke Shields.
I forget who the guy was, but Brooke Shields was the star of Endless Love.
Huh.
And I love the song, but that thing was the most overplayed song ever in that period. It's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Give me some Poison or something. Come on.
Bob, would you like to sing a few notes of Endless Love?
Oh,
you're not going to hit the right key. We won't get copyright strike. We won't get a copyright strike because you won't hit the right key.
There's only you in my life.
Tia,
only thing that's right.
You don't remember the song, Tia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the woman's.
Your every breath that I take.
Yes.
Oh, yes. That's the most overplayed song. Go listen to it.
Yeah, it's a great song. Great song, though. Bruce, do you have any Endless Love stories? Yeah.
No, like Bob said, it was overplayed, and when it come on, I'd be like, let's find another station.
You're turn.
Yeah. This song, I was telling Tia, for some reason, my mind went fucking completely blank, and I couldn't even word the song. I was like, I know this song, but I couldn't get the words to come out. Centerfold.
Jay Giles band.
I swear to God, Bob, I couldn't remember a single word to that song until I turned. As soon as the first note came on YouTube, the words just started coming out, dude. I was like, oh fuck, I remember this song.
Yeah, that's on every 80s compilation, a CD or It's on. Yeah,
She's right
yeah.
here. Yeah. My blood runs cold.
No.
My angel lives at centerfold. Angel lives
And
at
that one is not
centerfold.
ringing any bells at all.
Dude, Bruce, my mind went completely blank on that song. I could not remember a single word to
Centerfold,
it.
great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, Centerfold. My girlfriend is a Centerfold. Yeah.
All right, let's go into the top 20 American classic rock bands of the 80s. Guns N' Roses, top of the list, babe. I don't know whose list this is, but they are number one.
He was pretty hot.
It's probably John's list.
No, I didn't make this list. I took this. This list is from Rolling Stone. This is a Rolling Stone list. So, Guns N' Roses, number one. Number two,
somebody got paid.
Somebody got paid. Van Halen, number two.
Yes.
REM, number three.
Yeah.
As rock?
Yeah, they were okay.
Yeah.
They were rock though.
Yeah, they were rock back then. Yeah. Yeah. Then they
REM
started getting alternative and more into the alternative is basically like world issues music to me. It's like it's whatever's going on, and they kind of turned into that band late into the 80s. Aerosmith, number 4.
Yes, Aerosmith is awesome. Pump is one of the best albums ever.
Yeah. I just watched the cool ass video, and I didn't even know. I don't know how I didn't know they didn't sing together, but he sang "Walk This Way" with what's her name with what's her name from American Idol, that one American Idol. She's a country singer.
Carrie Underwood.
She married. Not Carrie. Is it Carrie Underwood?
Yeah, like Kelly Clarkson or
no Kelly. Yeah, I think it is Kelly Underwood. Not Carrie
Underwood.
Yeah. He sang "Walk This Way" with her at a country music award ceremony that they were doing an award show. And I watched that video. I was like, that fucking sounded so freaking awesome. And it is the blonde. She was blonde from American Idol. She won American Idol.
Is she the skinny one?
Yeah, the one that does the Monday Night Football thing.
That's Carrie Underwood. Yeah.
They sang it together, and it was just fucking awesome. I was like, well, how did I not ever see this, man? Number 5, ZZ Top. She's got legs.
I saw ZZ Top with George Thorogood.
I love their music videos, on MTV and stuff.
Still one of my favorite videos. Still one of my favorite 80s videos. That ZZ Top.
You are a leg guy, Johnny.
It was so cheesy, though. It was so. I'm a legs guy, so period.
Yeah.
That means
that's
number 6.
Palmer and his song with the girls with the.
God, yeah. Oh, what is that? Oh God, damn it, Bruce! You're gonna make my mind go. Robert Plant, not Robert Plant, but I mean,
Palmer.
Yeah,
Robert Palmer.
And the girls that were in the band with the makeup, they're all hair back.
Addicted to Love, Alfonso gets it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Addicted to Love.
Addicted to Love.
I mean, everybody watched that. I mean, all the guys watched that video.
And Tia's in the house. That's right, Frank. And Tia's on the 80s show. Number 6, The Rockers, Metallica.
Oh, Metallica.
Many Metallica stories. I love Metallica, period. End of discussion. Number 7, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, baby. Go. Give me a Tom Petty song, Bob. Go. Give me a Tom Petty song.
Tom Petty. Oh, crap.
Hey, Brad.
Oh, come on.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Tom Petty, Stevie Nicks. Stop turning
Stevie Nicks.
Let's see. Stop turning my love.
Stop.
Oh, is it? He did a duet with Stevie Nicks.
With Stevie Nicks.
Number 8. He always had the top hat.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
Number 8. My favorite band, one of my favorite bands, Journey. Bob? Or no, Tia, Journey. Go. Give me a Journey song. Come on, give me some Journey.
You want a Journey story?
Give me a Journey story.
I was married in 92, and Open Arms was the song that we were listening. And it was already like old school, but yeah, and we were standing in front of everybody, and the entire song played, so it felt like we were up there just
for
like
3
being
minutes and
Googled.
45 seconds.
Yeah. And so
Was it-
now it's like, and I knew because we practiced before, and like I knew
I
the
think I was
album.
there. I think I was
You were there. You were there. I think Frank was there too.
That's definitely a
Bananas.
wedding song.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Journey.
Open Arms was on
Okay.
every mixtape I ever made.
Everyone, huh, Bob?
Yeah.
Timeless.
I think
Yeah.
Journey started every mixtape with a song and ended with a Journey song. Every single mixtape was either started or
Yeah.
ended with a Journey. But some Journey songs, like I was having a discussion with Tim, because some Journey songs could be breakup songs and it can be
Yeah.
love songs. So it's just like how you take the words to that song, because Journey songs can go either way. Welcome, Bruce. I mean,
Brian.
Brian.
The other B.
Brian,
Yeah, I was gonna say I do have a name.
How old were you in 1980?
How old was I in 1980?
Watch this.
Like what
Ready?
month in 1980? What month are we talking about here?
Well, how old were you in the 80s? Were you
Well,
born
the
in
80s is 10 years here, time span here. So
Yeah.
So I'm asking in 1980, what month are you talking about?
Well, I don't know when you were born. When were you born? You're 40.
Yeah.
Right? You just turned
41
40.
this year. Are you 41 already?
No, you just
No.
turned 40.
Yeah.
Okay then.
So
So you-
basically, in December of 1980, I was born.
Yeah.
Oh, what day?
December 9th.
What day? Okay. I'm December the 12th.
So Brian's this is perfect. So Brian's gonna know some of the toys too. Brian's gonna know the toys because
Hey,
you're not.
you get on you get on those toys, man. I'll go forever on those things right now.
Tia and
Cartoons, I got
Brian
it.
are gonna be. Tia and Brian are gonna be nailing the toys because they were both playing with the fucking toys. We weren't.
All I know about the toys I was raising a kid was that
Oh.
damn Barney, that damn purple dinosaur.
No, Barney was in 90s.
That-
because
Barney's
my
is
daughter likes
90s.
Barney.
Yeah, Barney's is 90s. So you
Was
can't
he?
go.
My daughter grew up in the 80s, so maybe it was all Sesame Street still then.
Yeah,
Sesame, yeah, Sesame was still pretty big. That was
Yeah.
my jam.
Number
I'm
9.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, number 9 made it really hard to date women. Mr. Bon Jovi.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
If you were a
That hair,
dude in the
though, that
80s
hair.
and you didn't look like Bon Jovi, you didn't have a fucking shot.
Right? Right?
Am I right, Bob?
Yep.
Oh, hey, Brenda. Brenda, do you have a Bon Jovi story? Bob, Bon Jovi story.
Well, the only Bon Jovi really story is I used to work night shift. So at 3:00, we'd take our last break in the morning, and we had Channel 13 was running music videos, and every night at 3:00 it was the same videos. We had Living on a Prayer, and we had there was a girl group, but they sang meeting in the ladies' room.
Yeah.
Climax.
Bangles.
Had a meeting in the ladies'
The
room.
Bengals?
The Bangles or the Go-Go's.
No, Climax.
Go. Yeah.
Climax.
What was? I don't know that.
Well,
The band
what
was
was the
called
Spice-
Climax, and their song
Climax.
was
Spice
Meeting
Girls
in the
then.
Ladies' Room.
Yeah. Meeting in the ladies' room. That was, they also had dance floor.
I
that
love you.
was
I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And number 10, my favorite band, one of my favorite bands, I should say.
Drum roll.
Hall and Oates.
All in
baby.
notes.
Hall and
I
Oates.
saw Hall & Oates in concert.
Bon
1985.
Jovi was. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we had such a hard time dating girls. They're already married. Brenda's already declaring him as her husband. So,
Hi, Brenda.
Tia, Bon Jovi story. Come on.
Well, I was in seventh
Steel
grade
horse I
in
ride.
Chicago, and a bunch of my classmates were going to the concert, and I wasn't able to go. And I just remember being so sad that I couldn't go see Bon Jovi.
Oh, that's a sad Bon Jovi story.
Yeah,
He's still
but I
married to
love. Yeah,
he's
that
still
was-
married to Valerie, isn't he?
I don't know. Is he still married to her? Yeah. I mean,
I think.
No. Eddie Van Halen was married to Valerie Bertinelli.
Valley
And they're not
Burton.
married anymore.
But they got divorced.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
divorced.
Hey,
That was-
by the way,
Yeah.
okay.
I did bust out the Bon Jovi Wednesday night.
Did you do Bon Jovi? Which one?
I did the
Living on
Wanted
a
Dead or
Prayer?
Alive Wednesday night.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
Go
one.
ahead, Bob. Give us a couple notes.
Oh, come on now.
Come on.
Bon Jovi's hard. Let's see here. It's all the same. Only the names have changed every day. It seems I'm wasted away. There you go. So you get.
Brenda, that was your first concert. Nice. That's a good way to start your concert career with Bon Jovi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that was the top 20 American classic rock bands of the 80s.
Right on.
Ready for this, boys? Worst songs of the 80s.
Now I'm
Number
going
one.
to disagree with some of these. I just want to preface
Might be the
because
you may disagree. I'm sure you are. Hanging Tough. New Kids on the Block.
Yes.
Why is that like one of the worst songs? That was like one of the highest played songs
It
for a
is-
long
it
time.
is declared-
TV, right?
It was on the list.
I could see that. It was like they were trying real hard. What are you drinking, Brian?
He's drinking probably a cider.
Oh my gosh, that's what I'm drinking.
Oh shit! Look at that.
That's awesome.
Look at
But I have
Yeah.
pineapple. Have you ever tried the pineapple?
Yeah, I actually had that before. They actually had a sale on a 6-pack at the liquor store for like $5 for a 6-pack. So I got some.
nice.
I
Number
think you saw them too. You were just a concert
John?
whore.
yeah.
Now, John, hold on just one
Yeah.
second. I just got to make one comment about New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it was so freaking hard to date a girl who loved New Kids on the Block. All right, it was.
Brenda saw
All
them
right,
too.
you know, finally it was just his look. You know, I'm like, look, I give up. Go, you can have Donnie, Danny, Jordan. Who else was on there? You can have those guys.
Joe?
I'm gone.
Donnie, Dan,
Joe?
Joe, Don, Jordan.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was
No.
cool.
Number 2, Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You, Millie Vanilli.
I knew they were going to be on there.
The dream is over.
I love you, yes.
Well, funny story. They were actually on a TV show. What was that? Was it Facts of Life or something like that? It was like this girls like they were like in this home, like this like home thing. But anyways, there's like this. I remember this vaguely actually, like this wooden concert thing, and they were on there, and like less than a week later is when they got busted for like the way they sing and stuff. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like,
what's really sad?
whoa.
One of the guys actually ended up committing suicide because I think he was so devastated by the backlash and the hate. So that was a shitty thing that the industry did to them.
Teresa knows him. Teresa's got him down. Danny, Donnie, Joe, Johnny, Jordan.
Hey, pull
Number
up
3.
Sharon's last comment
Sharon?
real quick.
All right, there.
Sharon.
You remember those?
I do. And the best song, okay, that movie, Urban Cowboy, the best song ever on your Get Lucky playlist, if you're going to have one. Okay.
On your Get Lucky.
Look What You've Done to Me by Boss Skaggs.
Not Skaggs, yeah.
Yep.
Boss Skaggs, look what you've done to me. That was a
down
good
here
movie.
we had the Saddle Rack down in San Jose. That was
And
our big country bar down here.
Yeah.
Not as big as Gillies, but it was pretty big. That's before they moved to Fremont. But down in the San Jose one, that was huge. They had a couple mechanical bulls in there, and that was the place to go.
Hey, Bruce, you were in the Bay Area, right? In the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Bay
San
Area.
Jose.
Number 3.
Modesto had the Lonesome Cowboy, and Alabama was the house band until Love and the First Degree hit the charts. Then they took off on their road tour.
Number 3. And I hate this song, and I still hate that I'm singing it right now in my head, but Eddie Murphy, Party All the Time.
Oh.
Come on, Bob. Party all the time.
One flop wonder.
Yeah. One hit wonder for show.
That was a one flop wonder.
That wasn't even a hit, though. It was horrible.
Was it from a movie? Was it like
No.
No. He just
why
said
would he just randomly be like, "Hey, I'm gonna try Pop's album or whatever"?
I
Yep,
think
that's
random.
basically what he did.
Yeah, he
Mine
just
was-
like he was such a big fucking star. He thought he
was
could just do
probably
it.
friends with what was the guy that did Ghostbusters? Ray Parker Jr. And they got
Ray Parker
together and
Jr.,
did like a
Number
My niece
4.
was 4 years old at the time. And
Did she
every
like
time
that
I would pick her up to babysitter, that's all she wanted to hear.
Oh
Was my
God,
girl
Bob.
wants to party all the time.
girl wants to party all the time.
Uncle Bob, play it. Play it, Uncle Bob. Play it, Uncle Bob.
Play it, Uncle
Play it,
Bob.
Uncle Bob.
Number 4. Everybody hates this song. Blame It on the Rain. Millie Vanilli. Millie
I don't
Vanilli.
hate that song.
And another one?
I don't hate that song.
Oh yeah, Millie Vanilli. Millie Vanilli makes the chart. Twice. They make the chart twice, I think. Atmosphere. I don't know this song. Does anybody know this song? I don't know this song. I googled
sings
it,
it?
couldn't find anything on it, so
Who
Who
is the
sang it?
artist?
I couldn't find anything. It was on the list. Atmosphere.
Okay, anybody? Brenda, have you seen them?
I don't know who this is. And the number 6 song, Sunshine Reggae. Anybody know that song?
No.
Nope. I don't know that one either.
Well,
Baby, don't
they
forget
were
my
flops,
number.
So probably
That's Millie
buried them.
Vanilli too.
That's
the
Millie
third
Vanilli. That's
Vanilli.
the third one. Yeah, baby, don't forget my numbers.
Baby.
Millie Vanilli.
I have a question about Atmosphere.
Number.
You got it. You know it, Bruce?
What
ahead.
was? Are you okay over there, John? Like my name's Brian.
I'm on the second
Right
bottle of wine, and this is I'm half done with this already. So
Okay, so what was that called?
John, you got
right?
a whole list.
Right. So what was the song called by Atmosphere?
that was it. It
That
just
was
said
it.
atmosphere.
It just said
It might have been the
atmosphere.
whole
The
fucking
artist.
album.
It was
It might have
just
been the whole
atmosphere.
fucking album.
There's no
Okay. So the reason why I asked is because there's actually a rap hip hop group from up here in this area, which is actually the Twin Cities, that's called Atmosphere, but they didn't start till 1996. So that's what I'm trying to.
Probably not them.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. But if you do Wikipedia on it, there's nothing on. This is the only Atmosphere music group that pops up.
The other 3 songs, I don't think you guys would ever know who they are. I didn't even know who they were, so I'm going to just skip
Throw it
through
our way.
those.
No. Say, just
No, who are
blaze
they?
through 'em.
All right. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Geronimo Cadillac.
Geronimo Cadillac.
Yeah, Geronimo Cadillac. You
Yeah,
guys
I don't
know that
know
one?
No.
And then the other one is Agadoo.
I gotta go.
I gotta go. I don't know who those people are either.
No.
What's the
And
name
then
of the
this,
song?
it didn't say it. It just that was all that was on the
Okay.
list. And number 10, which I still don't understand how this song is on there because this was a pretty good song. We Built This City. That was a good song.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how-
Rock and roll. We built this city on rock and roll. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great fucking song. Great video.
Who is that? Journey?
No.
Starship.
It's who?
Starship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Starship.
first
We
they
built
were
this
just
city.
an
Yeah,
airplane.
I don't
Yeah.
don't get how that's
Was
Oh.
it Starship then or airplane still?
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Jefferson
in the-
Starship.
In the late
Jefferson.
60s, early 70s, they were Jefferson Airplane.
Right.
Then in the
Oh,
70s,
and then the
they were
Mhm.
Jefferson Starship.
Starship.
In
Yeah.
the 80s, they were just Starship.
Starship. Yeah.
Okay, so I did a little research on that Agadoo song.
Yeah, you
It's
got it.
actually by a band called Black Lace, and I just listened to like 22 seconds of it real quick.
You
It
wanted to
reminds
kill
me
yourself?
Oh no, it's okay. Yes, but besides the fact, if you ever went to like a wedding party or anything like that, I guarantee you that by the beat of the song, this song was played. Everyone knew this song, I guarantee you. And it
Go
was
ahead.
like a
Ryan,
I can't play it.
Yeah, go ahead. Put it up there. We'll play a 10-second clip of it. Make sure you hit the volume thing because I'm kind of curious. I've never heard of that song. I haven't heard.
To play because I got my headphones on. Me and Bob had this issue, so let me change that here real quick.
All right.
And all right, so volume should be all the way up. Yep.
20. It makes the 20 all-time party favorite.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. I'll kill it. Kill it.
Never heard of it.
What?
Never heard of it.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, never heard of it. Never heard of it. I have no idea what the fuck.
By the beat of the song, it reminds me of like the Macarena, like those like party group songs, that sort of thing.
Dance probably.
Yeah, like Macarena type thing.
Yeah,
you look like you'd fit in right with that beat right now. It'd be great.
All right,
exactly.
Tia, if you had to pick one song throughout the whole '80s,
oh my god,
that best describes Tia, what song is it?
I can't do that.
Come on.
But
I already got one in my head for you. No, I wasn't going to go there. I was going to go Cyndi Lauper.
Yes.
Girls just want to have fun.
That's it. That's my mantra. That was
She's kind of got the hair thing going tonight with that.
She's got it.
Yeah.
I really went for the whole
Bob, one song describes Bob from the 80s.
I'm All Right by Kenny Loggins. It was a theme to Caddyshack.
Yeah, great song, Bob. Dude, I just got Caddyshack rolling through my fucking mind right now, dude. Him riding his bike at the beginning of that movie, dude. All right, Brian. I know this is tough. You were a young kid.
He was almost a year old.
He was, yeah. What song best describes Brian from the 80s?
See, to me, like I would actually go as far back as the Pee Wee Herman stuff, the stuff that he would actually have in his movies. Because I used to watch a lot of Pee Wee Herman when I was little. I loved watching Pee Wee Herman.
So it'd be the Tequila song?
Tequila?
I would say that would be one of them. He actually had a few songs in his movies and stuff that were actually very popular.
He had a shoe dance too, didn't he?
Yeah.
One where he's like,
Yep.
Is that your song, Brenda? What song would you pick, Brenda? Let us know.
Cyndi Lauper. Oh, is that the ghetto version of Cyndi Lauper, Brenda?
Bruce.
Text to voice thing.
Stop using text to voice, Brenda. You're starting to text like me. Bruce.
And you better not be driving, Brenda.
Okay, don't be driving. What song?
Unless I heard something, because it's been a while since I listened to 80s music. I can't, no titles are popping up in my head.
Brian. Axel F.
I have to go with AC/DC. You shook me all night long.
Oh, John.
Oh, I'm working. She's working.
A great song.
She's working.
Okay.
I when she said I was working, my mind went to fucking Dolly Parton for some reason.
Is that a title of a song, or is Brenda actually working?
Now, was that 80s?
She's in Sunnyvale.
That was late 80s, right? Or was that in the 90s when that came out?
No, that had to be in the 80s because
yeah, that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
All right, of you three, I'll give you guys all a shot at this.
There's 4 of us.
This is the top 10 movies of all time in the 80s.
So he never said he was good at math.
Who wants to guess the number 1 movie?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
You know, it all depends. What list did you grab?
There's a couple lists. I have 2 lists. So number one.
I saw like 4 lists, and half of them I never even seen or heard of.
Oh,
Jaws.
Wow.
Jaws was 70s.
Yeah, Jaws was 78. 78. Yeah.
E.T. No. Top Gun.
Top Gun.
No.
Brian.
Risky Business.
No.
See, I was always a big fan of the movie Stand By Me in the 80s.
Stand By Me is a great
I know what it is.
That's epic.
I know. It's the Breakfast Club.
Bam!
Oh,
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, 2 lists I have.
Bruce.
The one list that I have has The Breakfast Club as the number 1 movie. The
That's
second
good.
list has Blue Velvet as the number 1
Oh.
movie of all time in 1986.
Wow.
Was
That's
out in
a David
1986.
Lynch movie.
So I'll go through the first list is Breakfast Club. Number 2, Back to the Future, which I think should be kind of be number 1. I think that drew us all to the movies.
Yeah.
We all went to the movies. Number 3, for all you fucking geeks out there, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know
Empire
why,
Strikes Back.
but it made the
May the
list.
force be with you. Blah, blah,
May the
blah.
force be with you.
Well, that's
Whatever.
all for those are all the nerds for that one. You know.
Number 4, great fucking movie, Blade Runner. Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Blade Runner fan.
Have you seen the new one with Harrison Ford?
He was in the old one, too.
He was in the old one.
Harrison
He's
Ford
in
was
the
in
new
that.
one too.
He played.
Oh, no, I
it
did
was
not.
like a
No.
reboot.
But he plays in the new one too.
Yeah. Daryl Hannah. Whoo, she was scary as shit in that movie.
Number 5, Stand By Me. Still one of my favorite movies. Great
Great
fucking
I
movie.
know that movie line for line. Me and my brother were like, that
Watch
was
that. Number 6, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Good movie. It's a good movie. One of my favorites. Top 5 movies. Number 7, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I love Ferris Bueller, man.
Bueller.
That was a funny movie.
Bueller.
I have a Bueller story. So one day, Allie must have been, my daughter, she must have been in, 6th grade, 5th grade, something like that. And she was homesick. And I'm like, oh, you're homesick? We're going to have to watch this movie.
Hell yeah.
I introduced her to all the good ones. That was a good movie.
I think that I couldn't wait. Katrina
To
kind
share
of,
with the kids.
Katrina kind of said this one I can't until they're this old. This one I can't till they're this old. But I couldn't wait to show the kids Valley Girl, and Valley Girl is one of the kids. Yeah, it's one of the girls. One of Hope's favorite movies. The boys liked it. It was just a great movie. And no, they got to be at least 13. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
Well, kind of a funny story. So, I was at work this week, and I actually stopped and asked my boss, I'm like, hey, what do you want me to do next? And so his boss was actually there, the district manager of everything. And my boss, he goes, hey, I want you to go around to all the customers, get the keys. I want you to park the cars, all the cars, just like Ferris Bueller. And so I heard the shake of the keys behind me, and it was the district manager. And I looked at my boss straight in the eyes and said, do you want this to be before the crash or after the crash? And then I heard the keys be put away.
Number 8, one of my favorites, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I love that movie.
Oh, it's okay, dude. My dad's got lots of tools. I love that.
Yeah,
I love it.
I went out of my way and actually got that DVD. Actually, I think I have it on Blu-ray, and actually went out of my way to actually get the soundtrack to that movie too. So I actually have the CD of that, and plus the movie. I actually love that movie. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I am Jeff Spicoli tonight. What's this, dude? That's my skull. Number 9, making the top 10 list, Ghostbusters.
Oh, there it is.
Who are you going to call?
See, when I was younger, I liked that movie, and then I was scared of that movie. Like the end of that movie, like the top of the building and stuff. I'm like, this movie is actually scary. Like as a kid, and I'm like watching now. I'm like,
a giant marshmallow scare you?
No, not that part. The whole painting and the other guy and stuff.
Statues, how they break,
Yeah.
I know. I thought of something. Oh, horrible.
I'm just laughing that Brian was scared of Ghostbusters, but I got to remember how old you were, though.
Yeah, I was like, 3, 4, whatever. I watched it. Because at the time, I grew up in the age where my parents smoked, there was actually no rules. I could go out and hurt myself and not have a bubble, that sort of thing. I could actually go outside and ride my bike till who knows when and not get in trouble. I grew up in a small town. but now like you can't. But anyways, so like when my sister was like 13 or 14, she was able to watch Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh.
And with at like a sleepover and stuff that she had at the house and stuff, they would not watch any scary movies ever after that ever again.
Yeah, that's it.
But like I was, I was the one that was afraid of Ghostbusters, and I was like, what the hell? So yeah, it's mainly the end of the movie. Most of the movie was actually pretty good. I had little toys in them and stuff. It's great.
Yeah. Number 10, and I'm sorry, I maybe it's just I'm getting old, but I don't remember Amadeus. Who remembers the movie Amadeus?
My gosh, yes, it was based off of like Mozart, or it was it was.
Oh God, yeah. Hold time out. Google time. I didn't want to Google it. I wanted someone to kind of remind me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even a song.
Amadeus.
I was going to say it had a hit. Yeah, it had a hit song too.
Yeah.
1984. How does that fucking movie? I remember that movie, but how does that movie make the top 10 list?
Yeah, I totally.
Probably because of the
industry is
song.
corrupt.
The song was pretty. The song was pretty catchy.
Now
is that number 10?
That was number 10, dude.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. Where's Outsiders?
That's there's two, I have two lists. Now this is the second list. The second list has Blue Velvet as the number 1 movie of all time in the 80s.
And what was number 10 on that list?
Breakfast Club. Now how odd is that? The Breakfast Club goes from number 1 on that list to the fucking bottom of the other.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, here's the second poll. Blue Velvet is number 1. Blade Runner is number 2. E.T., which I think E.T. should have been on that first list as top 10 movie. I mean, I think more people started going to the movies more because of that movie, E.T. The Shining is number 4.
Yeah, that was a scary flick.
Yeah. Ghostbusters is number 5.
That's a scary one for Brian.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a scary one right there.
Yeah,
I'm like, screw the other ones.
Yeah. Alien is
Marshmallow Man.
Aliens is number 6.
That's a scary one too.
Now somebody's gonna have to help me with this one because Hannah and her sister. I don't remember Hannah and her sister from 1986.
I don't remember it, but I've heard of it.
Is that what's her name? Because God damn it, I gotta.
Daryl Hannah.
Is it Daryl Hannah?
Is it Daryl Hannah that played that?
Mia Farrow.
Let me do a quick Google schmoozle.
Oh, it's a Woody Allen movie.
I think Daryl Hannah was the mermaid movie.
No, the mermaid. No. Hannah was with Woody Allen, Mia Farrow, Michael Caine. Carrie Fisher was in there in that movie. I don't remember that movie. I don't know. Dana, I don't remember that movie whatsoever. So it mustn't have been that good. Number 8, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, that was already on the first one, but
number 9 should have been on the first list. Raging Bull. I'm sorry, 1980 Raging Bull. That fucking movie. That movie made me want to be a boxer. even though I was 12 years old, I wanted to be a boxer. And then The Breakfast Club, which I don't get. I don't get how.
I like the first one better.
1 to 10, huh?
So yeah, Tia, which list do you think is a better list?
The first list was better. Breakfast Club is definitely, but I still agree that Stand By Me or The Outsiders. Wait, was Stand By Me on that list?
Yeah. Stand By Me is not on the first list. Yeah, The Breakfast Club, Back to the Future, Star Wars, Blade Runner. Oh no, I'm sorry. Stand By Me is on there. Number 5.
On the first one,
number 5. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Ferris Bueller, Fast Time, Ghostbusters, and Amadeus.
Fast Time.
Okay, I'm gonna name some movies here after you're done with your.
You can. Because there's
movies that I think
that
should be on here.
No, we're gonna go through some of those movies too. I think though that first list to me kind of describes the 80s. It is the 80s. There's a couple movies in there.
Future,
yeah. And I think there's a couple movies in there that should have been there.
Genre.
But you got Fast Times, fucking total 80s. I mean, you watch that movie, you can kind of get a pretty good grasp of what the fucking 80s was all about. Same thing with The Breakfast Club. You can watch that movie and you can basically know what every fucking teenager was going through.
We never did Detention, John, did we?
Oh, I lived in detention, dude. I lived in detention. That was horrible.
I
It
was
horrible.
still when I was in high school, we still had detention
Right.
where we had to go and sit in our freaking
Well, the
office.
Breakfast Club's 85, Tia. So you were in high school. So you right in
No,
85?
I was in junior high in 86, so 85.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You were a little younger. Yeah.
Don't age me, bro. Don't age me.
You're right, Maverick. That's a shocker that
Goonies,
Goonies is not on that list.
Goonies
And I think
is life.
I think Goonies because they were
Goonies
such
never
younger
gets-
characters, though. Do you think because
Yeah.
they were such younger characters, it kind of didn't grasp the 80s, like what the 80s were about? Because I think that's what went into this making of this list. I think people are just they're trying to pick movies that kind of solidified the 80s.
Well,
What about
Weird
Lost?
Science,
When did they make Lost Boys?
that was 87.
87. Lost Boys is
86.
87. 86.
Lost Boys should be on there, but Weird Science, that was a weird 80s
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Luke, I
yeah.
am your
I was
father.
a fan of
Barbie
that
doll
movie.
with tail on it.
I am your father.
Into the fan. That's right.
They got the bras on their head.
And they make that beautiful woman off the computer, and she's like amazing.
Weird Science. Are you guys talking about Weird Science?
Yeah.
Where they had the popcorn
Yeah.
and they filled the whole house with popcorn. Is that Weird Science?
Oh God, yes, Brenda. Porky.
No,
baby.
that's
Porky. Oh,
Porky's
yeah.
baby.
no, that's
Yeah.
no, that was a different. That was the one with Val Kilmer. Real Genius.
Yes.
No,
Real
not
Genius was
Porky.
the popcorn.
Yes, that's right. That's right. The
Yeah.
popcorn.
All right. Well, getting back,
I was going to say Porky's.
I heard
Kelly
you guys
LeBlanc.
talking about the Lost Boys.
Kelly the
The
Broad.
Lost Boys.
yes.
Lost Boys. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I am surprised, Bob, like you. I'm surprised that didn't make that because that's
The
pretty
Lost
much an
Boys is
iconic
an
80s movie.
epic. It's like it transcends all time. I mean, that
Yeah.
movie. My daughter had to become familiar with that one as early as I could appropriately show it to her.
Which one?
And yeah,
Lost Boys.
National
Lost Boys,
Lampoon's
yeah.
European
Well, that was
Vacation.
filmed, right here on the California coast. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
Santa Cruz.
exactly. And how many
Yeah,
times
Santa
you get
Cruz.
to the railroad tracks and be like, this is the
I do that hike every year. I do that
Yeah,
hike
yeah.
every year.
I've hiked
I
on that. I've hiked on that
John.
train track.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird list. Even both lists has movies that I consider,
Well, Amadeus?
like Amadeus. I don't consider an
No.
80s movie. I don't
But
understand
it's
why
an
it makes
iconic
that
movie.
list.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being like a movie. Well, obviously I don't remember it, so it wasn't a movie that kind of like touched me or kind
I
of
don't
made
think
me
it's one
feel
that
like
I went to see.
I don't know. Was Footloose 80s?
Footloose. Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
was
was.
80s.
Yeah,
Footloose
right
was
Kevin
at,
great.
Bacon, yeah.
at the
What was
very
Risky
end. It has to
Business?
be at the very end.
Risky
Has to-
Business, where Tom Cruise comes in his
Oh
song.
God, that was just a great fucking movie, dude.
And these,
Yeah, Risky Business. Sometimes you just gotta say,
Right?
Tia.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
the-
and your tidy whities and your
hell?
white socks. They're
Yeah. So Bob, I'll give you the first list because I don't know if you heard them all. Breakfast Club, Back to the Future, Star
Yeah,
Wars.
no, yeah. You already gave me that list. Yeah.
What's missing? What's missing in that list for
for
Bob?
you.
Oh, go ahead. Give me the songs, the movies again.
Breakfast Club, Back to the Future, Star Wars, Blade Runner, Stand By Me, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Ferris Bueller, Fast Times, Ghostbusters, and Amadeus. What's missing in that list for Bob?
Oh, I would say Top Gun, Fatal
Fuck
Attraction.
yeah! Thank you.
Fatal Attraction. Oh shit.
I'm
Fatal
not. I
Attraction?
told Bob in the beginning, I'm not a big Top Gun fan, but how's Top Gun not on that fucking top 10 list?
Right.
Everybody
Right.
fucking.
Yeah.
There are kids that are in their 30s that love that fucking movie, like Brandon and Mike.
especially when they're gonna come out with another one anytime.
Oh
now.
my god. I just
Third
heard
one.
that.
Yeah.
The Fatal
And it's gonna be-
Attraction.
It's gonna be what's his name? Story.
Yeah.
Maverick Story.
Goose.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Goose.
It's gonna be
Maverick
Goose's
Goose.
son. Goose's
How do
son.
I know this and you
Dude,
don't know
yeah.
this? Come on now.
Oh, hey, cool, great. What else,
Here's
Bob?
here's one for you.
Okay. Now this is don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Okay. When Harry Met Sally.
Harry Met Sally. Perfect 80s movies.
That's
Yeah.
a
Perfect.
rom-com.
That's a classic.
I won't say
I
splash,
love that
but
movie.
Yeah, Splash is really good.
Oh. Yeah, but it's yeah.
It's very 80s.
Yeah, it's very 80s. Brian, I know you were young. What's missing
He
from
said
that list?
Okay, I'm kind of I had to re-rack my brain here real quick. One of my favorite movies from the 80s is Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, Full Metal
Oh.
Jacket. Good movie.
It's a full-on adult, like,
Yeah.
hardcore movie.
Yeah.
Amanda, you can come on if you want the list. Brian can send it to you. Consent it. God, that wine is hitting me, man.
There is no consent here. You're just
There's no
going to be forced
consent,
into the
John.
stream.
Yeah.
Brian can send you the link.
No, there's no consent. We're just going to force her into the stream. It's okay.
Yeah.
Look into the stream, Amanda.
Welcome to the 80s. Grab a line. I mean, grab.
What about Good Morning Vietnam?
Oh,
Yes.
good movie, Brian.
that
Good
80s?
movie.
But wait,
Yeah.
I got a better one. I got one.
No, you don't.
All right.
I don't.
Uncle
What?
Buck.
Uncle Buck.
Uncle
Yeah.
Buck, baby.
Uncle
Somebody
Buck.
mentioned the Lampoon Vacation, and pretty much
Yeah.
Chevy Chase. He was an 80s icon, like all those. And then what are those airplane movies? Like there was a
Oh,
lot of comedy
there
and
was-
Airplane.
ridiculousness.
Yeah, okay. So,
When did
Oh,
Caddyshack
that-
yeah, you had
come out?
airplanes.
Police Academy.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
did
Police
Yeah.
Academy.
when did- Brian, when did Caddyshack come out?
What did what? Caddyshack?
Caddyshack.
OMG.
Caddyshack.
85?
Caddyshack,
86.
Oh
85.
my God.
That's a classic.
You had
Yeah.
Naked Gun movies.
Naked Guns.
Oh yeah.
Tia.
With,
Trains and
yeah.
automobiles.
with OJ.
Those aren't
Okay.
pillows. Those
All right.
aren't pillows.
Exact same line of that entire movie.
Okay. So I'm
Tia.
going to agree with this. Spaceballs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spaceballs.
What he said, that's a great movie.
Yeah, Spaceballs, man.
What about the jerk?
The Jerk.
Martin.
Oh God, the Jerk was hilarious,
I'm not
dude.
a fan, but I do love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because
But-
that's just an epic story. Like,
Let me
Oh,
ask you.
Yes,
What about
that's a good one.
Blazing Saddles then?
Yeah, Blazing Saddles. But let me ask you something,
Blazing
Bob.
Saddles
Because,
in 70s.
okay,
I don't know. So I
uh,
was asking, when did Blazing
the
Saddles
Jerk.
come out?
Hold on, Bob. Let me ask you because it took seeing the Jerk the first time. I laughed,
Hmm?
but I think it took me getting a little older to
to really
really
appreciate
get
the
the
humor.
the humor. Am I right with the
Mhm.
Jerk? Because I think 16-year-old John was like, you know,
Yeah.
like what?
You're somebody now, John. You're somebody.
Yeah, now I get all. I can watch the Jerk and I'm laughing from
In
beginning to
between
end.
the lines. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
Scarf.
rhythm.
Scarface. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Those were like I had to get older to kind of get into all that. But Tia, what's missing? What's missing from that list for
The
Tia?
Lost Boys, for sure.
Lost
That's
Boys.
my-
Lost Boys.
top movies of life.
Yeah.
Lost Boys.
Bruce, what's missing?
No, I agree with her. There's the Lost Boys were missing off that one. And then
Yeah, go ahead.
Star Wars was on the first one. It was on the second one, right?
I think both of them were in the 80s, right? I think they were both. Well, no, one was 78, 79, the first one, right?
Well,
but
no.
on the first list, there was no Star Wars. Star Wars showed up on the second list, I think.
I thought the first one was in the 70s, late 70s, 79,
Okay.
78.
The original Star Wars came out in 1977.
No, but John, one of the versions of Star Wars was on one of the lists.
Oh, yeah, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire
It was
Strikes
on the
Back.
second
Yeah,
list,
Empire
not
Strikes
on the
Back.
first list.
Yeah, it's not on the second list. It's
Okay,
on the
let's-
first list.
Let's go after. Okay, what's after movies? I got.
Okay. Alfio pulled up a great movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
Can't Buy Me Love.
Can't Buy Me Love.
Great movie. With
Yeah,
Patrick
Can't Buy Me
Dempsey.
Love. Yeah.
oh my
Oh
God.
God, that's a great movie.
Oh, fuck yeah,
Some
the
Kind of
Hitchhiker.
Wonderful.
God, I forgot about the Hitchhiker.
Some Kind of Wonderful.
Oh, Some Kind of
Yes.
Wonderful. And for
That was-
me, Valley Girl. Valley Girl's missing from that
Valley
list.
Girl.
That's my favorite movie of all times. I love both characters in there. So,
So John has been referred to as
Yeah, not
Nicolas
no more.
Cage
yeah,
for
back in
his-
the day.
for his whole adult life.
Yeah. But
That was
no,
his
that's
last
not. It's not
name.
even for that. It's not even that.
I know.
I've had
Sure.
this conversation with her. and with the actual star from this she wasn't going to be on the show, but Deborah, and that question was asked, and to me it was just like everything that happened in that movie in the 80s was just like, it felt like it was me, like not like totally everything, because I don't think there wasn't.
How is it done?
I'll take it back. There was probably one or two moms that I would have, but you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to go there. But it's just that movie's like 80s. The music for me was just, that soundtrack to me is still one of my favorite soundtracks. And there, except for the Johnny song. I still hate that fucking song. Johnny, you're a queer. I hate that fucking song. I hate that song.
So what about the Patrick Swayze one where he was the bouncer with
I think that was Roadhouse. I think that was 90s though.
Roadhouse.
I don't know. And then what was the other one he did? Ghost with Demi Moore.
Yeah, that was late.
Love you, Brenda.
90s.
Bye, Brand. Drive safe.
Love you, Brenda. Love you, Brenda. Adventures of the Babysitter. Oh shit!
Oh my
Brandon,
God, Elizabeth Shue.
Why? Time out. Why is the fucking kid from the 80s who was what? How old were you, Brandon? You weren't even born.
Hey, Google, John. Remember Google.
Babysitting.
No.
First.
No. I'll take it. I'll tell you all of. Brandon's got the coolest fucking dad ever. I'm sorry.
Brandon Britt.
Yeah, Brandon Britt. Bobby Britt is the coolest fucking guy ever, because Bobby introduced Bobby fed those kids the 80s, man.
Yeah,
Him,
with a spoon,
Brandon, and Amber, both just, they love the 80s music, the movies, all that stuff. They just the coolest fucking dad ever. And I tried to do the same thing. So, but I mean, Brandon can just name off fucking, what's the Neighbors? That's 80s, right?
Yeah.
Or the Burbs.
What about the Karate Kid?
Was that 80s?
Yeah, Ralph Macchio, Elizabeth
Shue.
Again, 80s was her heyday. Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, you said
Great. You said it 3 times.
Coffee. Smoke.
Oh, Big was.
Oh my God, that was a good movie.
Love Big.
Tom Hanks. Yeah, that was awesome.
I have that movie on all my playthings, on my play services, because Google Play actually had, this was back in the early 2000s, they actually had the movie Big for free, and you could download it and keep it on your streaming services for free. So I'm like, every few months I actually still watch it. I make my daughter watch it. She doesn't like it, but whatever.
Labyrinth. Oh my God. David Bowie, R.I.P.
That was one of those movies you had to a couple times before you watched it, because
I was too young for that. I watched it.
Yeah, you were too young for that, but it made the movie even better.
I was a babysitter in those days, so it was like,
I can't believe none of us said the Gremlins. I'm just shocked. Don't feed them
scary
after
ass
midnight.
kid.
Don't feed them after midnight.
Don't get him wet.
And well, one of my favorite sci-fis was The Last Starfighter.
Oh, The Last Starfighter is good too. And The Never-Ending Story. I'm sorry. That still, I can't wait to actually, I should show that to Aiden. I can't wait to show that to Aiden.
He's a good
I think Aiden. Yeah, Hopi made me wait for Elf. Aiden finally saw Elf for the first time last year. I don't know why Elf
because there's some adult content, and
there's not really. Young Guns, dude. Oh, God.
I think Young Guns was in the 90s, wasn't it? That is an amazing movie, though. And then all those guys, the famous guys, is that all-star cast.
Okay. All right. The start of this new little Brat Pack was St. Elmo's Fire.
Oh my God, Bob, thank you. That was a great fucking movie. And you know what? Pretty in Pink. How's that fucking not on the list, dude?
Because they already had one with her already on it. They gave her breakfast. I know. Pretty in Pink.
I would have married Molly Ringwald. I would have literally married Molly Ringwald. I will still marry Molly. If you ever watch this podcast, I know you live in France. I know you live in France and you're married, happily married, but if you want to divorce the dude and come here, you'd be the first redhead. First redhead.
Okay, so Alfio goes the original Red Dawn.
Oh God, yeah. Was that
Wolverine!
80s? Well, that was 80s, right? Yeah, Red Dawn.
What's
Fuck,
88?
Yeah, that was the start of like that was 88 is
84.
Young Guns. That's when Young Guns came out.
1984. That was 84 Red Dawn, man.
Yeah, that's
MIB, whatever.
Swayze and Charlie Sheen and C.
Yeah.
Thomas Howell and all those guys.
Was Major League 80s or 90s, Bob?
I think Major Leagues could have been the late 80s, but you know what though?
Major League.
In the early 80s, there was a movie called Taps, and that was with
89.
Timothy Hutton, and you had Sean Penn in there. You had
That was a
Tom
good movie.
Cruise. Taps was a great movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
What is
Yeah,
88?
Caddyshack, Russ. We already got Caddyshack.
Caddyshack is always my go-to movie when I need to laugh, dude.
Oh yeah.
How
Come
come I
on.
can't see the chat? Because I don't know what 88 means.
88, he's saying that's when
88
it came.
that's the year that Young Guns came out.
Young Guns came out.
Ah.
Little Shop
Yeah,
of
Alfio,
Horrors.
yeah, in the military school, that was Taps.
Yeah. That was a good fucking movie. That was a really good movie. And I
Yeah.
think that was his breakout I Can Fucking Act Sean Penn movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
think
was really
so.
good
'Cause
in that, though. He was really good in that.
Yeah. And I think
Okay,
right
so-
after that is when he married fucking Madonna, right? I think
No,
right
he
after
married
that.
Madonna after Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Did he marry her that quickly? I don't remember.
Yeah, he did. He did Taps and then Fast Times at Ridgemont, and then that's when he became a star. And yeah, I mean, there was a ton of Tom Cruise movies, like All the Right Moves.
All the Right Moves was a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to 80s movies. God damn it. God damn it. Don't write God damn it. I'm trying to see what else
Money
we
Pit.
might have missed. What we might have missed. I don't think we missed anything.
Better Off Dead. Oh my God.
Oh,
Better
did
Off
someone
Dead's
say
a
The
great-
Outsiders? The Outsiders?
Well, The Outsiders. Yeah,
The Outsiders.
Better Off Dead is a great movie.
Fuck yeah, it is.
With John
That is
Cusack.
John Cusack. Yeah, that's hella
Yeah.
funny.
$2. I want my $2. The
$2.
$2. Yeah.
The Three Amigos. We forgot
Three
the Three
Amigos.
and I am proud of all of you guys. Nobody said Batman. So,
This
and
girl needs an
Love the
enema.
Goonies.
we missed one pretty fucking awesome movie, Rain Man.
Rain Man was good.
Rain
Yeah,
Man.
Dustin Hoffman was pretty stellar.
John
You're all
Curry.
woke, Johnny.
We didn't miss Grease 2 because that should have never been fucking made. Grease
Yeah.
2 should have been.
Great.
Are you ready
I
for
love
this
Michelle
one?
Pfeiffer, but no.
I'm gonna get Bob excited with this next one we missed. Urban Cowboy, baby.
Love Urban Cowboy, man. Loved Urban Cowboy. Great soundtrack.
Yeah, Urban Cowboy. Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah, no, Can't Buy Me Love was already on there. Somebody already
Yeah,
said that.
The Untouchables.
Untouchables, great
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah, we missed
Great
that
movie,
one.
Untouchables.
That
That was Kevin Costner and Sean Connery.
Flashdance. I don't think anybody said Flashdance.
Flashdance, yes.
How many people went to go?
Maniac on the floor.
Highlander was a great movie.
Why do I know that fucking Young Guns? We said.
You know why you know it? Because Tommy Boy, when he's
Oh,
post
hold on.
op-
Time out. The
What?
movie Bob gives me the most shit about for not crying in is from the fucking 80s.
Yeah,
Field of
Dreams.
Dreams. Yeah.
Field of Dreams.
I did not.
you
I
feel
did
that they will come.
Yeah. Let's see what else did we get. What did we miss? We said Beetlejuice. Oh, Purple Rain was the 80s. Nobody said
Purple Rain. Yes.
Yeah.
Purple
And
Rain.
here we go.
Man, that,
Here we go. Ready? Weekend at Bernie's came out in the 80s.
yeah, that's what Bruce just did. Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's. Clue. Oh, Weird Science. We did. No Way Out.
Baba.
Yeah.
No Way Out's a
Bluebell.
great fucking movie. If you've never seen No Way Out, go watch it. Great movie.
Yeah. Do the Right Thing. I don't remember that movie.
That's Spike Lee.
That's Spike. That's Spike's movie. Yeah. We got them all. I'm sorry. We got them all. We named them all. We are
Superman.
fucking 80s famous. 80s famous. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a trick question for you guys.
Okay.
TV show or movie that's done in recent times that makes you go, fuck, that's the 80s.
Stranger Things.
Bam, Tia. Hell yeah. I cannot watch that and go, fucking 80s. They fucking nailed the 80s.
They did.
Bob, you got one? I know you don't do a lot of movies.
I can't think of anything. Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine, baby. Yeah. Dude, that scene at the fuck, I can't stop laughing. But that scene when they flash back to the 80s and they're in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
All the neon, the dude with the fucking fro hat, the fucking
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, I'm trying. Brian, do you? I got one. I can't remember the name. I just lost it. So
might have been said right now. I'm trying to recall in my head, but
no, like what
right
TV show that's made now reminds you of the 80s?
Yeah,
right. Right. I really don't have one right now, and like you guys have said them.
Oh.
I'm just trying to think of more. Like I work too much to watch TV, but
I got one. I just couldn't remember the name of it, but I'm looking up the guy that was in. It was the dude from fucking the 70s show.
Oh, Topher Grace.
Yeah, Topher Gray. And I can't remember the name of that movie he just did. It's not that old.
Yeah, he played like an executive or something.
Yeah, it was fucking totally 80s though. The whole thing, the cars. I can't here, hold on, I'll get it.
He's on Bound and Determined.
I am determined to find. Take Me Home Tonight. Take Me Home Tonight. Fucking great. Just spot on 80s. Everything. The clothes, the fucking things that they did in that movie, the drinking, the coke, all of it 80s. All right. This one's going to be tough because I had a hard time, but it's going to be funny because we have so many different age groups here. But let's go close. Tia.
Guess jeans. Jordache jeans.
Guess jeans.
Jelly shoes.
Who did not love the Who did not love the Guess girl? Who did not love the Guess guy? Who loved the Guess girl?
Claudia Schiffer or was it Nicole Smith? Anna Nicole Smith? Or she in the 90s? She might have been.
Swing.
Anna Nicole did.
Swing.
Swing.
And then leg warmers and unitards and OMG headbands.
80s was the 80s. Okay. God, I don't know if I should go there, but
Go there.
80s to me was just like it was spandex was like a big thing, right? Kinda, yeah, it was for me because maybe I can't even go there because they might be listening to this show. So
you're a legs guy, so yeah.
No, I'm a legs guy, so it was just like okay, there was a lot of I was 16, so forgive me, fuck it, I'm gonna go there. So forgive me. So my mom babysat a lot of kids back then, and there were some very beautiful women that were dropping off some kids at my mom's house that used to play a lot of tennis. So tennis was like my fucking thing back then. But I don't think. Yeah. Okay. That was for me. It was
the short skirt.
I mean, the rolling up the pants. I was kind of fucked up. I mean, maybe because Bob was a little older, but I was a teenager, so I was kind of in and out. I didn't know if I wanted to be like a rocker. I didn't know if I wanted to be a prepper, or I didn't know if I wanted to be a jock. So I was kind of like in the middle. Like I was kind of like not even in the middle. I was just kind of like just balled up in this big thing of fucking craziness because I break danced. That's how bad I was. I was breakdancing in the fucking. I played football. I was semi-prep, semi-fucking rocker, and a stoner, of course. So it was just like I was kind of mixed up. I didn't know how to dress, but our go-to thing, Bob, Levi's and a white T-shirt.
Yeah, 501s
and Vans. That was it. That was the official.
And you have not outgrown your Vans, Johnny. You still wear Vans every day.
I've worn Vans since 1978. 78 was my first pair of Vans. 1978, and I still wear them. But to me, when I close my eyes and picture 80s, 501s, Vans, and a white T-shirt, white Hanes T-shirt, or Fruit of the Looms. I mean, I know that.
Remember those commercials with the fruit guys?
I mean, that was the 80s. I wasn't the collar up guy, and I think even that. Yeah, I think even then, because like I don't remember the collar being popped up in the 80s. I graduated in 86, but I don't remember a lot of guys doing that even in high school. So I think that popped up collar thing was more of the guy that was 18, 19, 20, maybe. Am I right? Than say the high school kid. Because I don't think the high school kid, I don't remember the high school kid popping the collar up.
Yeah.
But I do remember older guys popping their collars up, wearing the 501s rolled up on the bottom. Did you roll your Levi's, Bob?
No.
You had to pinch it to get it tight, and then you rolled it.
And then you rolled them up.
Nope. 501s. Basically, if you look at Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future, that was me. 501s, flannel shirt maybe. I had the vest, the sleeveless vest on, in the wintertime. But yeah, that was basically me, man. But when I went out to the Angus, it was totally different, man. I had my Capizio shoes. I had my
your Z Cavariccis.
Let's see. The pants were made by oh man.
Did you go Dockers?
It wasn't Calvin Klein, but it was like an Italian guy. And my shirts were all no, it wasn't no. Then my shirts were all like, they're all button up long sleeve, and they were all Italian made too. And I was wearing Polo cologne, and
God, the Polo cologne was off the fucking chart.
The Polo,
Tia,
or the Giorgio, or the Giorgio.
Tia.
Yeah.
Who do we know that wears way too much Polo?
I'm not gonna say.
Is that person in the chat? Because if it is, I might know who it is.
No, he's not in the chat. No, he's not.
That'd be funny if it was.
He's follicularly challenged.
This brings me to this is perfect because all right, maybe it's just Modesto, but I don't remember that look other than TV. Now maybe this was going on maybe in LA, like the beach areas, maybe Atlantic City, Florida. But I don't remember guys walking around Miami Vice style. Do you, Bob?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, if you go out to the Angus and stuff, what was the brand of shirt? It was a polo with a little alligator on it.
As Azar. Izod, yeah.
Izod. Okay, so there's guys with because the polo shirt with the puffed up collar and the alligator was huge. I mean, everybody had those.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But do you remember the Miami Vice look though? The guys with the jacket and the shirt buttoned completely down to belly button. In Modesto?
Go to the Black Angles was all over that stuff, guy.
That guy was a brave motherfucker. He was a brave.
No, there was more than one.
There's more than one. Bruce remembers it in the Bay Area. I can see that in the Bay Area. I can see the Miami Vice look in the Bay Area. Brian, I know you were young. What was Brian wearing? Oshkosh bagosh?
What was I wearing? It's a good question.
Oshkosh.
Baby Gap? Baby Gap?
Baby Gap, baby, yeah.
I have to think because, like, I don't remember.
Granimals.
However,
Animal.
if I had some time, I could probably find me some pictures.
Yeah, you
'Cause I
think
know I've got some.
Tia, what was
I showed
Tia
the
wearing?
wife, and she laughed at me. So
Tia, what was Tia wearing?
Definitely the jelly shoes.
The
and
jelly shoes.
A lot of neon. Rolled the jeans. Or another thing that was big was you cut your jeans off and you had cut off jeans.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I just want to go to your Facebook page right now and dig out an old photo of you right now. I just dying.
see, like I always remember like the Pizza Hut sunglasses that everyone had.
Yeah.
Sharp edged ones.
Those are Barney's, I think.
Let's go shoes.
Oh, the Barney.
Bob.
Oh my God.
The Barney's. Yeah, Barney's, baby. What shoes were Bob Shot wearing in the 80s?
Well, Bob was either wearing Adidas during the day, but if Bob was going out to the nightclub, it all depended on the look what Bob was going for. So he either did jeans with cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots were big. Cowboy boots were big in the
cowboy
80s.
boots. I had a pair of cowboy boots.
That's because you were at the Black Angus.
No.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
there were times that I did wear jeans and cowboy boots, but mostly it was the Capizios and dressing like Richard Gere when he was a gigolo.
Gigolo. Yeah, because I remember Phil. That was like his thing, dude. He goes, "I got to get a pair of boots." I'm like, "Fuck, Phil. Why are you going to wear cowboy boots?" But cowboy boots were big in the late 80s.
They were huge.
I don't know what it was.
Difference between you and Phil? 4 years?
What's that? Phil's a year, 2 years ahead of me.
Oh,
yeah,
2?
No. Because when Phil was a senior, I was a junior. So a year and 10 months. Yeah, year and 10 months apart. So yeah, because he was he was a senior, I was a junior in high school, and then Pino was
8th grade
freshman.
You had 3 Truncalis at Bayer at the same time.
Yeah, there was 3 of us there at the same time. Yeah, I remember the first class I went into, and because Philip was a class clown in the beginning, his freshman year, so I was told that he wasn't going to take any of the bullshit that Phil had pulled during his time there in class. I was like, dude, I'm nothing like my brother. I am nothing like Phil.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay, slang is going to be hard. So, all right, give me Tia. Guy comes up to you, he's fucking butt ugly. He asks you out. How you telling him?
Gag me with a spoon. Oh my God. Like totally.
Oh, good. Perfect. Bob, she's smoking hot. Give me that 80s smoking hot word. You remember it?
Oh, no, I don't. Jeez.
A 3-letter word.
It's so Bob's like, it was
you
so
want to
long
dance?
ago.
You want to dance? That was mine.
Mine
was you want to dance?
No. There was a word that
I didn't get game till the 90s.
Yeah.
I didn't get game till the 90s.
Yeah. She was either bodacious.
Oh my God.
She was radical.
Radical.
Yeah.
Radical, bodacious, yes.
I'm trying not to laugh while I'm using all these words. She was wicked. Excellent. We used excellent a lot.
Most excellent.
Most triumphant. She was most.
Oh my God! I mean, Bill and Ted. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Outrageous, radical, righteous.
What a righteous
total babe. Yeah.
Stellar. And that was it. Those were the words of meaning good. Slang words for meaning yes. big time. Chia, for sure. Kid you not, most definitely. No boy. Word. Oh God.
Yeah,
Word.
word. Oh, I
Word
know,
to
yeah.
your mother.
Word.
Oh God. Oh God. I wanted to punch people in the face when they would say word.
Word.
Word. Word
Yes.
to your mother.
Yes way. I don't remember saying yes way a lot.
What they gonna do?
OMG, yes way.
Yes
gonna do?
way.
Mall, yes way.
I
Totally
kid.
for sure.
I kid you not. Oh man, what are the other ones here? Slang for meaning more of. Mad, major, mega, hella, totally. Hella
Hella.
was used a lot. Hella cool. That was hella cool, Tia. Tia,
funny
I
story.
remember you
Done.
using
After
hella
that.
in the 2000s to
I
me.
still use hella, and it's really funny because Josh had a good hella story. He was in freaking Switzerland or something, and he's hanging out with a bunch of guys, and he's like, "Oh, that's hella awesome!" And the guy looks at him and he goes, "What part of Northern California are you from?" It's like
All
a
right.
NorCal thing.
Amanda still uses hella.
I still use hella.
I still
Way
use
too much.
totally. Totally is just stuck in my head. It's always going to be stuck.
Totally.
1980 insult words. Airhead. Airhead was a big one. You used to
Oh
use
my
your bag your face was another one. Calling someone calling a person ugly. Barf bag, ugly. Barf bag. This one I hated. I swear to God, I couldn't take this one. There's two of them. Bite
What?
me. Bite me is one of them. I couldn't
Bite
take
me.
bite.
Then
Bite.
Yeah,
me.
that was a popular one.
Yeah.
In an
Bite
argument, bite me.
bite me.
Bogus was another one. I couldn't take bogus anymore.
Bogus, man.
Oh, yeah.
Bogus.
Just put them on
Bogus.
center.
Bogus. Chicken. I don't know how chicken made it. Chicken's always, I guess chicken from Back to the Future, because that was like his trigger word. Maybe that's what it was. You're chicken. And then it would McFly. Diz. Harsh. Remember harsh? Harsh was
Harsh?
a big word too. Harsh. That's harsh. Lame. Mall
Lame.
maggot. Who was a mall maggot?
I
Tia, were
don't
you a mall
remember
magnet?
that one.
So 87, out of date. That dude, I never used that one. So 87. Like, dude, how do you throw that out?
How late in the 80s would it have to be for you? You'd have to be in 89. Oh my God, that's so 87.
It would have to be like 89, like December 31st, 1989.
OMG, that's so
That's
87.
so 87,
Oh my God.
man.
Oh my God, do you see those pounds? There.
Yeah.
1987 all the way.
Oh, see, you sound like her right now. Space Cadet. Who used Space Cadet? Come on.
Oh yeah.
That was until like, oh my God, you are such a space cadet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And the number one, spaz. You're such a
Oh my God.
spaz.
Yeah.
Total spaz. Oh my God. Total spaz.
It's a total spaz. Dude.
Don't have a spaz, man. Come on.
How did we fucking live? How did we grow up to be adults with these words?
Hey,
What
you know,
if
and it's
Baggy
funny
did?
that, you know, a lot of them
Baggy
aren't
did.
used anymore either. So, you know.
Yeah.
Radical, like rad,
Radical.
bad. Yeah.
Oh,
When
hey.
did bad start to mean good? I wonder.
Praise in the 80s. Bad became good. Remember, the 80s made bad good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's bad. Really? Sorry.
this-
Well, that's a good thing.
And then this
Well, that was
one,
more
this one-
70s, though.
yeah. Now this one I remember using because this is the one we used for an attractive woman. That was a hot Betty. That was a hot Betty. You guys use Betty?
Well,
Bob,
you
did
was
you?
later in that time because Betty's and yeah, that was yeah.
That was not something I was using.
Wow.
neither.
Did BFF? That was when it officially started? Was it the 80s? BFF.
No.
Acronym for Best
Yeah,
Friends
I
BFF
Forever?
know.
had to be the 90s.
Heart keychains.
No, it
Gave
goes
one
back to
your
the
best
80s.
friend, and then you kept the other half. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
was
thought all those
Real.
acronyms came out with the internet.
Oh, here you go, Tia. Ready?
yeah.
Tia, that was so fucking choice.
Oh, totally.
Bob used choice. Come on, Bob.
No, he didn't.
You
Bob
lying.
did not
You
use
never.
choice.
You did not use choice ever.
That
No.
was nothing. That wasn't one of my vocab words either.
Oh, how about
Yeah.
clutch? You use clutch.
Clutch is
Clutch is good.
90s.
No, clutch is 80s. Successful is, yeah.
Mhm.
Deadly.
Well, you know, back
Stylish.
in the 80s, John, a lot of our cars had clutches.
Yeah.
Right.
My truck has a clutch.
Oh, fly. That was fly.
Oh my
That was
god. That was in
They
the
said
80s?
if you want to stop the texters from driving, make them drive stick shifts.
Yep.
Fresh was from the 80s. That was
Fresh,
fresh.
yeah.
That was fresh. Funky fresh. Funky fresh.
That was when
eh?
it was really fresh. It was
That
funky
was when it
fresh.
was that was when it was beyond fresh. It was glam.
That was choice.
Glam. Glam is another one. Homegirl and homeboy was from
Yep.
the 80s.
Homegirl, homeboy. Yep.
And you ready for this one? And I use this one a lot. That is so fucking legit. That is so legit. Bob, you had to use legit.
I
No,
still
no,
use
no.
legit. I still use it. Dude, that's
Yeah.
hella legit.
Brian, did you use legit? I know you were young. This fucking toy is legit.
Well, yeah, when I was younger, like a lot younger.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying now today. Of
I
course
use
not.
it now today.
If we use these words today, people would send us to fucking old folks' homes.
No, they'd say what? Way back in '87, right?
That is so 87.
Yeah, so '87.
My
Yeah.
vocab must be so 87.
Yeah. So that was all the words.
Legitly shitly.
B-boy. Now these are hip hop ones. B-boy.
Yeah,
Beatbox.
I was not in the hip hop scene. back
Everybody
in the
used the
80s.
word beatbox. Everybody said beatbox. Bob, I know Bob has said beatbox a couple times in his life.
Beatbox?
Yeah.
I've never done a beatbox. No.
No, but you said it. All right.
I've
How about
said it.
this one? That shit was the bomb. That shit was
Yeah.
the bomb.
All the time. I still use that. I still use that.
Oh, 87, Bob.
No. Here's the part that pisses me off now. People will use that and they'll say it's bomb. No. It's the bomb.
The bomb.
The
Okay.
bomb.
The bomb.
D
It's not just
A.
it's bomb. No, it's the bomb.
Not THE. It's DA bomb.
Yeah.
The bomb.
And
Duh.
if it's super good, it's the bomb biggity.
It's the bomb diggity.
Bomb
That
diggity,
shit
yes.
was ready.
Of course, you don't want to say that anywhere in public now because you're going to freak people out. So.
Yeah. You can go up to someone and say that was fucking dope. That was dope.
Oh, yeah.
What is the other one here? Down. We used to say down all the time.
I'm
You down?
down.
Yeah.
You down?
You down?
You down?
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
go.
down for
Wanna go
that.
to the mall? I'm down.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
still the thing. That's still a thing.
This one should make you laugh. Come on,
You
Wayne.
should always, and the other, and with the down, we'd always say, "I'm up for that too."
I'm up for that.
Yeah, I'm up for
You
that.
down? Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah,
You ready
so I
for
can
this?
be down and up for the same thing, right?
Yeah. You ready for this one? Come on, drop the science. You remember using that one when you wanted someone to explain?
Drop for what?
Drop the science. That one should be yours, Brian. Drop the science. We all know
No,
what.
we say
Yeah,
dropping knowledge.
Drop the knowledge. Drop the science. This is hip hop, though. This is hip hop 80s. Hip hop 80s.
Yeah,
Hype. Hype. That was all hype.
Everybody's
Everybody's
yeah, I just tell them to drop the crap, but
Sucker MCS.
Sucker?
Sucker. Yo mama. Oh God. Yo mama was like
Your mama?
Yo
All the yo
mama.
mama jokes.
that's I think that one's been around for a long time.
Yo
Yeah,
mama.
that was 70s too.
Yeah.
Well, that is slang. I don't want to go into deep into the slang because slang is just we sound retarded. Those words just make us all. There's a couple of them that are still used today, and I think are still kind of cool.
I
And you
use
can-
kind of a lot of them.
Yeah. There's,
Hella.
Come on, Brian says I won't be the young
said,
one. Then please
fuck you,
help.
Mike. But you know, Mike, you are. We give him a go to you. Give him something from the '80s.
Mike, that is totally bogus.
Yeah, you're totally bogus. You take a chill pill. Take a chill pill. I forgot that one.
Chill pill.
Tubular. Eat my shorts. Eat my shorts. That's the other one.
Tubular.
Yeah, Ralph. That dude just Ralphed.
Oh my god.
Let me go right here. Okay, hold on. All right, food.
Is it
You're gonna
you,
be.
Toby?
I did the food. I did the food. I was kind of surprised at the food that came out in the 80s. Some of
I
them
want to say pizza rolls, right?
well, we'll get to that. Here, okay. Slice soda. Slice soda came out in the 80s. Slice, the company Slice
yeah.
soda.
I remember
From
Slice.
Hostess pudding pies came out in the 80s. You guys remember those? They were gross.
Yeah. No.
They were fucking disgusting.
Yeah, gross.
Vanilla and chocolate.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper gum came out in the 80s. Does anybody
Yeah,
remember
Dr. Pepper gum. Dr. Pepper gum.
Giggles cookies from Nabisco's came out in the 80s.
Giggles?
Yeah. Giggles. Giggles. Giggles.
Never heard of it.
Squeeze-Its. Who remembers Squeeze-Its?
Squeeze-Its. Yes.
Is it yogurt?
No.
It was like Kool-Aid.
It was Kool-Aid in the little
in the little like opaque plastic
little they look like Coca-Cola bottles, but in plastic.
Yeah.
Brian and you should remember those. Me and Bob, we weren't drinking those.
You had like a little thing.
I don't think I was drinking those either.
Yeah. Keebler's Fudge Magic Middles. Anybody remember those cookies?
Yep.
I like Keebler Stripe.
This one made me laugh. I had to Google this one, but then when I Googled it, I was like, God, I remember that. Funny Feet ice cream. Anybody remember Funny Feet?
That used to come at the ice cream man's truck, and it was the shape of a foot.
All right, hold on, because I'm gonna I don't have that. I don't have it. Yeah, it was a green ice cream shaped like a foot on a stick.
Never had it.
Never had it. Smurf berry.
I would remember
Brian,
the one
did
that
you
came
have
in the toilet paper roll.
No, that was pop-ups.
Push-ups.
Push-ups. Yeah.
Push-ups.
Did you have those? Did you have the feet ice cream, Brian? No, you didn't have that.
No,
either,
I didn't.
Huh? How about
I do remember Big League Chew though.
Yeah, Big League Chew.
Oh my god. The gum that lasted for 2.7 seconds before the flavor was gone. That was some good ass 2.7 seconds though.
No, that was Juicy Fruit.
So the story goes, I'm so old, I used to eat ice cream out of a toilet paper roll. That's the push-up.
There you go.
Do any of you youngins remember Smurf Berry Crunch cereal?
Yes, Smurf Berry Crunch.
That stuff was awful.
Did it turn the milk blue?
Yeah.
Fat Frog ice cream.
No.
Remember that? Dixie snack crackers. You guys remember those? No, you don't remember those? Care Bear waffles. Who remembers Care Bear waffles?
They made waffles.
They made waffles.
I remember the Care Bears, but not waffles.
Yeah. Pepperidge Farms Star Wars cookies.
No.
I think
you don't remember those? None of you guys? Dutch Apple Pop-Tarts, my favorite, and they need to bring that fucking shit back. But Dutch Apple fucking Pop-Tarts, they need to bring that shit back. Famous Amos.
Famous Amos.
Remember him.
The little chocolate chippies.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that when he was still in the ball, or that's when he went in production for the cookies?
When it was him. Yeah. Before he still
Famous.
Yeah. Sunkist Fun Fruits. You remember the Sunkist?
Yep.
That was like with the first.
Those are the roll-ups, right?
Yeah. Were those the roll-ups, the flat ones?
Yeah, but they were the cube ones. The cube ones.
I remember the rollout ones.
Yes. The
fruit roll-ups, they called them fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, they're roll-ups. They have roll-ups now, but they were little fruit cubes.
Yeah, those are Sunkist fruit gems. Yes.
Yeah. Who remembers Burger King French toast sticks? Ryan's all I remember. Those were good.
Mm-hmm.
I was a kid, and they actually came back with them.
Yeah, they
did not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
They had their little dish frosting or
Dairy Queen came out with the Blizzard in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Yep.
Choice.
It's still out.
And I was too old for this one because this one is kind of a late one, I think it was 89. But Lunchables came out in the 80s.
Lunchables, yeah.
I was construction, man. We gave it a try, and the meat was gross.
Yeah. And it was like 3 bites anyway, right? It was
that couldn't have satisfied you, Bruce, as a man, a grown man.
No, it wasn't much food, and lunch meat was processed something.
This big, little piece of pepperoni size.
Yeah, well, they had the ham that was slimy ham. And,
slimy.
Yeah.
TCBY came out in the 80s. TCBY yogurt.
Best yogurt.
Mm-hmm. And of course the 80s this was for the house moms, but Lean Cuisines came out.
Yeah, Lean Cuisine.
And probably the smartest move Doritos ever made. Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool Ranch Doritos
for the
came
win.
out.
For the Ranch. Snack attack.
Cool
what
Ranch.
One came out first? The nachos?
Yeah, there was
taco.
a regular nacho. Yeah, they're not.
Now the original Doritos was a taco flavor. So they came out with nacho cheese.
Yeah, Cool Ranch. What do you remember eating in the 80s, Tia?
Was it candy? It was like a wax, and you'd bite that thing off, and then there was like this Kool-Aid thing in there, and then you'd like,
oh god, yeah,
Fun Dip.
Wax.
Fun Dip.
Oh, Fun Dip. Fun Dip is legit.
Fun Dips
That's
were
legit
good.
shit.
I thought you were talking about. Remember the thing that was covered in wax but had a liquid in the middle?
That's what I'm talking about. It was a little.
But that wasn't Fun Dips.
No,
it wasn't.
He meant that as another.
Yeah, what were those?
Those were out when I was a kid. Those didn't come out in the 80s.
Mainline some freaking sugar.
Yeah. I was trying. Let me pull this up here real quick. Here, hold on. Oh, I don't have it. I had it. I thought I had it. Wow. That's it. Oh, yeah. New York Seltzer came out in the 80s as well. New York Seltzer came out in the 80s. Bob, what was a typical lunch for Bob in the 80s?
Well, okay. So, Bob from 81 to 85 worked next door to Snow White Drive-In and Shakey's Pizza. So Bob was right in the middle of both of those. So Bob was either having a giant burger, or Bob was having Shakey's Pizza. Okay.
Shakey's, I remember Shakey's.
Once I started at MTC, when I worked in the grocery section or when I was a driver, Gatorade was in glass bottles, and Gatorade only had 3 flavors: fruit punch, lemon lime, and lemonade. And as a driver, we used to sell pallet programs. And, the guy would order 200 cases of Gatorade, and you can only bring them down the ramp 7 at a time. So you got to work out. I mean, I was the thinnest that I ever was as an adult when I drove a truck, because you had to unload that stuff. And it's like 108 degrees in the Fireball. You got no AC in the truck, and you got 300 cases of Gatorade at your last stop.
Yeah.
And, there was no bottled water either.
So how did Gatorade start there, Bob?
Huh?
How did Gatorade start there, Bob?
Gatorade started in the 60s, created by the University of Florida professors because they noticed that their players were getting dehydrated. So they came up with this electrolyte formula they give to the players. And because it was the Florida Gators, they called it Gatorade.
Are you fucking testing Bob on a fucking Gatorade question, dude?
Here's the thing. I know the answer. I knew he would know the answer.
Oh,
the thing is, though, I asked him the question, so the viewers would also know the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we used to deliver every juice was in glass bottles back then. Yeah. And it was just, if you had a guy who ordered a shit ton of juices, you were just screwed because, like I said, you might come down the ramp with 7 at a time, and you got 300 cases. It's 108 degrees in Fireball, and you're just sweating your ass off.
I don't think Ring Pops were 80s. I think Ring Pops was a 90s thing.
No, Ring Pops were 80s.
Were they 80s Ring Pops? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think they started in the 80s. Actually,
I was a little too old for a Ring Pop in the 80s. So I was already 12, so I don't think I was walking around with a fucking thing strapped to my finger sucking on it.
Yeah. It's funny because when I was at work like 10 years ago, and we had to write down a list of all the items that we no longer sold that were popular in the 80s, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's no more film.
Yep.
Mm.
You know, there's no more maps. Film and maps are gone. You know, and it was just unbelievable. Just those two items alone. You know, we used to sell a ton
The
of
big old
but
Rand McNally.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a whole new world.
Just you know, when like one of the things I remember the most from the 80s that it was just the TV. From watching TV in the 80s and watching TV today, it's just like it kind of just blows me away of what we went from those big giant boxes. And Bob, you're older than I am, and Bruce is older than I am, but you guys remember even bigger fucking TVs.
So John, when somebody would come in your house and try to steal a TV back then, that was the last thing they would take.
Yeah, that was fucking. Yeah, that was,
it is.
It was literally the last thing.
Takes four people and a set of wheels in order to get that thing out.
That's the thing, because like prior to the 80s, you know, the late 70s, early 80s, that was a piece of furniture. That wasn't
a cabinet machine.
Yeah, it was part of your furniture. It was like it was a big fucking thing.
You had a doily on the top.
That's not something they were stealing out of people's houses.
Yeah, I still remember.
That's the thing. Doilies, like everyone had them all back in the day.
Oh, you got
everywhere.
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah, doilies were everywhere.
They're always the same thing.
Yeah.
So nothing you don't see much of nowadays that you know don't really see in people's houses are lamps.
Lamps, yeah, because it's all now floor lamps. They're good. But
everything's overhead now, you know, or track lighting or down lights.
Lighting, God,
Mike is right. Bruce? Mike is right. We do sound like a bunch of.
I got a lamp right there behind me over my.
Oh, I know. I have two in my house, and the only reason I have them is like when I travel or go away, I have them set up for. And the only thing you can do is you can buy the smart light bulbs to put in them, right? And you can program the smart light bulbs to come on and do vacation mode and all that stuff. You know, where you can't really put a light bulb in an overhead fixture to do that, so you got to go back to the lamp. So I still have lamps, but I use them as smart lamps, I guess you would call them for the house. But
I remember the story going. I remember going to Montgomery Ward's on McHenry to go buy when my dad decided to buy a big screen TV. I remember that first fucking big fucking, I think it was a 46-inch projection. It was just this huge fucking box.
Well, I had one of those. It was huge, man.
Yeah, Magnavox. I think it was a Magnavox.
It had the 4 or 5 different color light bulbs, big and expensive things that they had to put in. And somehow it did that rear projection thing on it.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then I remember the first time, Bruce, you probably remember them, and Bob does. But remember the disc players?
Yep.
You remember the big discs that looked like record albums? That was movies. You used to put them in. God, I can't remember the name of that format. I'll have to look it up. But it was before DVDs, way before DVDs. Right. And they were discs, and they were shaped like 33s, the big fucking records. And you just put that in, and it would project it onto it was like a VCR, right? And it would project it to the screen. I just can't remember the name of that format. But I remember when I saw that for the first time, I was Laserdisc. Thank you, Russ.
That didn't last long.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember seeing that and thinking to myself, what the fuck just happened? How is there a picture on the screen from this disc? And I was completely blown away by that. And I think I was probably 14, 15 years old when I saw that for the first time. And I was just like,
I mean, you know, these kids go back to when, you know, we started when we had the 8-tracks in the car.
Oh, that's horrible.
And I mean, that thing took up some room. It wasn't like it was in your dashboard.
Well, there was no big improvement from the 8-track to the fucking cassette, because the cassette was a fucking nightmare on its own.
Oh yeah, but at least it fit into the dashboard. The 8-track did not.
Everybody that had a fucking cassette player in their car in the 80s always had a pencil in the fucking ashtray.
With an eraser on it.
Always.
The number two
and
pencil.
always, and it would always eat the tape right at the, at the wrong time. It go, well, no, eat the tape.
I can remember Cruising McHenry
so
where the
funny.
song, the fucking, Come On Feel the Noise, the name of the band, Quiet Riot. Quiet
Riot.
There was a spot on my fucking tape that would always fucking and I would have to pop it out and quickly grab my thing, and I'm cruising and turning this fucking thing to get it back.
It was just like crinkled, just a bit, so it wouldn't play.
You
Oh,
just
it
get
was
a
horrible.
crinkle in the tape, yeah.
But it was,
But
back, it was hard to.
Put some tape on there.
Yeah.
I doctored some tapes like that.
All
when
right, all right.
And then we went from there to the discs.
Yeah, to the Walkman, man.
And now everything is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi.
Walkman,
So,
the Walkman is a fucking game changer. The Walkman was a game changer
I had a
for
Walkman.
every kid in the 80s. That was like a game changer. But
See,
here
when
we go.
CDs came out, I would rather use my Walkman than my disc player because it would always skip.
It would always skip until they invented anti-skipping.
Yep.
Well, then I had the little iPad, that you could and you could download the music to it.
Yeah. Well, you were high end,
That
Bruce.
wasn't
You were
80s,
working. You were working class, Bruce.
I was working class.
We weren't working class.
That was actually the white.
Bruce can afford. Bruce could afford the higher level things at that time in the 80s than we couldn't. But hey, Tia, here we go with you. Ready, Tia?
Yeah.
I know this is tough. This is a long time ago. What song? Everybody else, is the same question for you guys. The first song you remember trying to record on a tape recorder from the radio?
Probably Wake Me Up Before You Go from
Oh,
because
George
we were
Michael?
trying to make and Andrew Ridgely. We were trying to make a dance routine, me and my classmates, and you had to hit record and play. Ready? Wait till the DJ stop talking, and then probably that one.
It was that one. Bob, what was yours? First song you remember
12
trying to
years old.
record?
I'm 12 years old. I got my sister's cassette recorder, Mandy by Barry Manilow.
Mandy. Great fucking song. Youngster, Brian.
See,
I
couldn't tell you because like my stuff was like in the 90s. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They
You're off.
didn't have cassettes back then.
Yeah, he was
They
bootlegging
did.
shit.
Well, no,
Hey,
they did have cassettes
you
in the
do
90s, and I
mixtapes?
did do the radio. I did do the radio recording and stuff, and I had a whole bunch of tapes that were actually recorded from the radio. I would wait till it was like every Friday at like 7 or 8 p.m. is when they'd start like their top 10, and so I knew my song was going to be on there, so I'd just like wait for them to like play it and hit record, and then wait for them to stop, and then what I would do is rewind it again until a spot, and then stop it, and play it again. The DJ to like do the next song and then hit start again. Yeah, I did that.
Bruce, did you try to record that song on tape? Which one
No,
was
I was one of the foolish ones that subscribed to Columbia House.
it?
Oh my God.
Just a penny. Just a penny,
Just
Bruce.
a penny.
I think I did that.
They lost so much money.
my ex loved Columbia House.
So like, who doesn't have a debt with Columbia House?
I
do still.
Katrina loved
I'm
Columbia
sure.
House.
I'm sure it was a good deal. Like,
Yeah, right?
No, it was
So you
fucking
got the
not a
bill
good
for
deal,
the
Tia.
The $7
not.
cassette the next
you were
month.
underage. They
Yeah.
let you just
Yeah.
sent away for it. My parents were like, "What is this? What the hell is
Yeah.
Tape after tape after tape just kept jumbling up in the mail
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
with
here
that
we go.
bill.
It's like
Ready?
pre-Amazon excitement,
Are you ready for this question now, Tia?
Yes.
The first time you made a love mixtape, what songs were on it? And you don't have to name the guy.
There was a lot of Depeche Mode and The Cure, and so it
People
might
are
have been
people.
borderline 90s because that was still I wasn't really dating
Yeah.
80s.
Right.
I was a little older.
So
So-
it was. Did you had Depeche Mode?
Mode and The Cure and like probably every breath you take and that kind of crap.
You take. Bob, I know you made that Love Jam mixtape.
Oh hell yeah, I did. I did. Let's see. I had
Marvin Gaye.
You know what? I know because Marvin Gaye. That was too sexual at first, so you had to hold off on
you had to go in slow, Tia. You had to go in slow, man.
So you had Weekend in New England, Barry Manilow, and you had REO Speedwagon. I Just Want to Keep on Loving You, and Kenny Loggins, Love Song, and Danny Song. There was some Journey. There was America Right Before My Eyes. God, there was a lot of good stuff.
There's a lot of Brian. Did you make a Love Jam?
You're trying to Google songs from that day.
You never made a Love Jam for any girl ever?
Dude, in like the 80s, I was up to like 9 years old.
Okay, no. I'm not talking. I'm not talking about the 80s. I'm talking about ever. You never put a Love Jam together?
No.
Never. Bruce.
No.
What?
Did you put a Love Jam tape together for a girlfriend?
No, I'm married then. I didn't even. We just popped in.
Bruce was just sexy motherfucker. He just said, "You, me, now." That's it. That's all Bruce had to say. Oh man.
What about you, Johnny? What was on your tape?
Mine had. I was kind of like like I said, I was kind of mixed up in the 80s because I started really liking. I loved rock. I always did love rock. So, there was, but then I kind of hip hop kind of took over a little bit, it's funny because Tia, Troy, right?
Troy.
Can you imagine me and Troy in my fucking garage breakdancing on a fucking piece of cardboard?
I can. I can visualize that. But hell no.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just it was Journey, a lot of Journey on there. The Cure was on there. I love the Cure. Yeah. So Eddie Money. I loved Eddie Money back then.
Oh, Eddie Money.
Eddie. And thanks to my brother Philip, what's his name? God damn it. Why did it just fucking I just lost the name. Oh God, band from San Francisco, Huey Lewis and the News. Lewis and the News. My brother brought that album. I remember listening to that album just over and over. I got a new drug. It was just a lot of those songs in there.
Well, the 80s had some of the best power ballads of all time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You had like Sister Christian. And
Michelle,
let's see, you had groups
love
and
Sister
Cher.
Christian, her and Ellen.
Yeah.
Huh?
No dancing on the dance floor. Beep 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 beep. Peter North. Who the hell's Peter? I don't know. These are just
you like giving me Peter North content. Actually, we had this conversation during the
oh God. Oh, I know who Peter North is now.
Yeah, we had this conversation during the controversies, all the stuff like was the moon landing real, all this other stuff. Yeah, Peter North was the man. Peter North is still the man. If Peter North wants to come back on the show, Peter North, you are welcome to come back on the show, Peter North.
Bob, would you like to tell Tia who Peter North is?
Peter North was probably one of the best male porn stars in the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
Legend.
Peter North is legend. Peter North is a legend. Peter North is a legend. Peter North.
I thought that was the chubby guy.
Was the man, okay?
The weenie.
Oh,
Peter North was well endowed, and yeah, he had a scene with every famous porn actress in the 80s.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, but I didn't go 80s porn. I didn't think about it, but I should have added 80s porn to this.
I'm good without that, yeah.
I'm actually surprised you didn't have that on there.
Bald guy.
I didn't. Yeah, because then you got the Dallas. What was that? You got the Dallas movie. What's the Dallas movie?
Debbie Does
Debbie
Dallas.
Does Dallas.
Debbie Does Dallas.
I've
Behind the
never
green,
seen it, but-
behind the red light, or behind
Behind
the green light.
door, the story of
Yeah, there's just so
you
many
had
of
all
those.
this stuff. It
Deep
was
Throat.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Well, that was
let's-
70s. That was 70s. And
Yeah, so
Peter
you were
North replaced John Holmes as the male legend.
Oh, I've heard of John Holmes too.
Yeah.
And Ron
E-
Jeremy.
Peter
That's-
North
Everybody's
replaced-
heard.
When you think
Yeah.
of porn, I think people think of him too.
Well, you
All
know
right,
what?
you guys,
in
go ahead, bro.
in the mid 80s, porn changed because in the late 80s,
The stories.
in
There
the
are stories.
early 80s, every actress looked like they had buckwheat in a headlock, okay, in a leg lock, all right. But then in the late 80s, they all started trimming down, so it was interesting.
Along comes the bushwhacking, huh?
That's why I stayed away from the
It
bushwhacking
took
of the
me a
80s.
second
bushwhacking.
to paint that picture of what you said, and I was like, buckwheat
this-
in a headlock?
This is
Leg
the
lock.
80s. Tia, this is the 80s, Tia. All right. Number one top selling car in America in the 80s.
The K
You want us
car.
to guess?
Huh? Yeah, take a guess. Take a wild
The,
guess. Number one.
What's that car that's half a truck and half a car and it's fugly as shit?
El
It's
Camino?
not-
El Camino.
no.
That's gonna be okay.
No,
No.
that was good. I'm going to go with the Pontiac Trans Am.
No. Brian.
Corvette.
No, Tia. Brian, I know
What
you
was
were
the
young.
question?
You weren't even
in
thinking.
the 80s.
Yeah,
In the 80s, like the top selling
Yep,
car.
all the 80s.
I know.
All the 80s. It sold more
I
cars
was-
than anyone else.
I was going to say the Mustang hatchback.
Nope.
No.
Bruce.
It's the K car.
Nope.
Wasn't
Tia,
the
one
K
more
car?
guess. One more guess, Tia.
The DeLorean.
No.
No, because
1989.
DeLorean was limited run.
1989 Honda Accord. Not so sexy, is it?
The family mobile.
Still around.
It's not so sexy. Now, this list just kind of blew me away because, well, you also got to remember who was buying these cars. So these are our parents. So these were cars that were getting us to school, getting to work, going to shopping. So number one, 1989 Accord. Number two,
Fiero.
1988 Ford Escort. 1987 Ford Escort.
I didn't have
1980
any of those cars in the 80s.
Yeah,
Me neither.
1986 Chevy Celebrity. I do
Yeah,
not
nope.
remember that car. 1985 Chevrolet Cavalier. 1984 Chevy Cavalier. 1983 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme, baby. I remember that car. 1982 Ford Escort. Ford fucking owned the 80s. That's all I'm
Oh,
saying. Ford owned the 80s.
Well, the only
1981.
car I had in the 80s was I had two Mustangs. And they believe me, they didn't look like the Mustangs.
They
Yeah,
were the
yeah.
2.0.
The 1980 Mustangs did not look like the
No.
Mustang.
No.
They were compact, didn't even resemble a Mustang with a four-cylinder
Penny.
engine and a stick shift.
Yeah.
Penny had one of those old Mustangs.
Yeah.
And
And then I had a Cougar.
Yeah, and let me finish the
Mercury
list
Cougar.
here. 1982 Ford Escort, 1981 Oldsmobile Cutlass, and number 10, 1980 Oldsmobile Cutlass. So 80 and 81, Oldsmobile and Ford owned it. Now, the coolest cars owned in the 80s. This was a hard list to get together. 1968 Ford Mustang, number
Mhm.
one. 1968 Camaro, number two.
Mm-hmm.
19 Chevy Love pickup, number three.
A hot
Remember-
car to have?
Yeah,
Chevy
1970.
Love?
Yeah, Chevy Love, baby. 1970 Chevelle.
Yeah.
And Bob's car, 1978 Trans Am.
Ah,
Yeah, none of my cars made that list.
I didn't have, I had a
Mine either.
1981 Fiat Spider. I did not make that fucking list whatsoever.
I had a 71 Dodge Challenger.
All right, Bob. What did Bob Sharp pick up the chicks on McHenry with?
Oh, Bob Sharp had a charioted out 1974 Plymouth Duster.
Plymouth Duster.
Yeah, and I had
And
the
then when
Dodge
Bob was
Challenger.
21, he was an idiot and swapped that for a 77 Monte Carlo with a 350 engine in it.
Yeah. Tia, what are you picking up the boys in? I know
I
you
wasn't
cruise McHenry.
driving in the 80s. I was driving in my friends. I wasn't old. Well,
What did Tia
technically, I
cruise
was old enough
McHenry
to
with?
drive.
What did Tia cruise McHenry with?
Well, we used to be in a big pickup truck, and we would sit in the
The
back of the.
Oh God, the good old days.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I was the guy that wasn't cool enough to sit in the front seat. So me, Troy, and everybody was too young, got to sit in the back. But it always worked. It always worked to our benefit.
Absolutely.
It did because we
Most
got
social.
to talk to the girls in the back of the truck all the time
Sure.
before they would get to the guys in the front seat. So it
Remember,
worked
they
out.
would pull into the Longs parking lot.
Oh
and,
God, God.
Yeah,
Brian,
He
dude,
would turn around the longs, and then
Yeah.
our spot
Jack in the
was
Box.
Der Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah,
Because
the
my
Wiener
buddy
Schnitzel.
was assistant
Wiener
night shift.
Schnitzel?
No, down by 5 points. The
By
Wiener
5
Schnitzel
points.
down by 5 points.
Yeah.
We would pull in there because my buddy was the assistant night manager. So he'd give us like corn dogs and sodas for free.
Yeah, Tia, that's before the Jack in the Box, Tia.
See, now I cruised
And-
in the Bay Area on the El Camino, right? But
El
every
Camino
once
Real,
in a while, we'd sit there and go, "Hey, we're driving to Modesto," right? And we'd have somebody over here where we could spend the night. We come over.
That's how big Modesto was,
We come
bitches.
from the El Camino was pretty big, but but we come over here. We're going, yeah, we're gonna go cruise what they called McHenry and see how many horses are still running on the street.
Yeah. You guys made fun of McHenry, but fucking everybody came to McHenry.
Well,
we
Everybody.
checked out, but we got a lot of Valley people who came to the El Camino too, though.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when they would have the official graffiti night, there'd be like 400,000 people.
That's a hot
in town.
car, man.
1981 Honda.
It's actually from a movie, by the way.
Yeah.
It's from.
None of us drove a white Bronco.
No. My dad had an old Bronco, but it didn't look like it was older than OJ's.
Brian, what were you picking up the old ladies in?
See,
I know you weren't fucking old enough to drive, so.
However, I used to drive an 84 Camaro Baby Blue Berlinetta edition.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
I actually loved that car.
Nice.
And I had to get rid of it because somebody smashed the back window and it cost too much for insurance. So
yeah.
I actually really love that. That was actually my favorite car. I drove around in the wintertime in that car.
Fiero did not make
It
the
was
list.
great.
I'm sorry, but that was a fucking cool car. That
How
was
did
a
you fit,
fucking
John? How did
Yeah.
you fit into that damn thing?
The Fiero?
Yeah.
My Fiat? I
Yeah.
fit in it perfect there. Yeah, no, that was designed for a taller guy. What are you showing us, Tia? That was your first car?
No,
Gremlin?
it's the Gremlin from the
The
80s.
Gremlin.
Oh,
Gremlin.
That's what I think of, like that, and like
the Pinto.
Okay.
You know, it was funny. What I remember being very popular in the 80s on McHenry was the Regal and the Buick Regal and the Monte Carlo. Those were the two big cars I remember everybody having, because Bob will remember, like this is what we used to do. Friday night was McHenry.
Mhm.
Saturday we would go to Turlock. We'd cruise Turlock.
Turlock.
And then Sunday night was at the park downtown there in the it was the lowrider
Griseda.
cruise.
Griseda.
Yeah, Griseda.
Oh, on Fifth Street?
yeah,
Street?
because Pino was dating at the time Annabelle, and
Annabelle. Oh my God.
we were allowed, as white boys, we were allowed to cruise with the homies, because we were with
You
Pino.
had your little Filipino girl.
Yeah, and Pino had his Monte Carlo, and he had like fucking 2,500 watts of Zapco power in that fucking thing, and it would literally take your pants off if you turned it up. But yeah, so Friday was McHenry, Saturday was Turlock. We would go to Turlock, and then Sunday night cruise till midnight or whatever it was at Crusader Park. But I remember, but on McHenry, probably the same as you, McHenry was hot rods. It was your Chevelles, your Camaros, your Mustangs. You had your Novas, your Lamas. You had your hot rods. And like Friday night, I would cruise with my cousin Johnny, and he would be in his 64 Pontiac Lamas. and we would cruise McHenry, find someone to race, go back to Briggsmore, and
What
race
about a
down
Datsun?
Briggsmore. Yeah. The Datsun. The Datsun had the pickup. That was a hot item out here in Modesto.
My brother had a 72 Datsun blue pickup with moon rims and side pipes. And you could hear him coming home a mile away.
No, it's when they had the Datsun had the 240Z.
The 240Z.
Yeah.
That was they had
240Z,
280Z.
then you had the 260.
Yeah, the
And then you
280Z
went
was a popular
280Z.
car. Yeah, that was a popular car. All right, Tia, you ready, guys?
It was a poor man Jag.
This is for the youngsters in the group here.
The toy.
Tia, the toys. Tia, your number one toy in the 80s as a child. Hit me with it. Let's see where it lands on the list.
It would probably be Cabbage Patch Doll or
Number
the
one.
Sneak and Smell.
Number one.
I've still got
Cabbage
mine.
I still have mine.
I still got mine.
I actually got one because it was around Christmas time when they released, and so they were sold out everywhere. And so I got a knockoff, and that was the first thing I did is look at her butt, and I was like,
Look at the butt. That's right.
didn't have the Xavier or whatever. And then I think it was just a short time later after the craze, because people were paying out the nose for those.
Stretch
Yeah, Stretcher. I remember Josh had that one. But yeah, so that was a good one.
Brian.
I got the
I think I know Brian's toy. I think I know Brian's toy. And it has to do with He-Man.
By the power.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I had like
Great
a lot of
tool.
He-Mans, a lot of G.I. Joes, a lot of Transformers.
Transformers.
Star Wars figures, of course.
I love the Transformers. I still
Super
watch them. Anyways,
Soaker.
yeah, like those, like that thing you stand on with the ball in the middle, whatever it was, a disc, and you bounce on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sit and
God,
spin.
yeah.
Remember sit and spin? Sit and
I
spin.
remember-
Yeah,
No,
yeah, that thing too.
You
like-
actually had the ball in the middle and had like a saucer around it. You
You jumped
you
on it.
jumped on it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
Or
for
you
sure
could
it was
actually
gonna be
bounce
a
with
he.
it too if you squeezed it tough enough. But
Now, just for
Yeah.
shits and giggles, Bob, your favorite toy as a child?
Oh, as a child?
Yeah.
My favorite toy as a child was I had an electric football game. And
Like
now
a
and then I
handheld?
had like this. Huh? No.
Was like a
the
handheld?
big one. Where you
Dude,
turn
the
it
big
on
one, yeah,
and
it
the
was-
players
guys
move
would
the
go all
players
over the
around.
place to where you want them to go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
That was
electric
always
football
an
game. And
interesting
then I
game.
had, let's see, I had this thing when I was a little kid. It was like a suitcase, but you popped it open. It was called Ford Apache. So you had the Ford, and then you had like the Indians and stuff, and you played cowboys and Indians.
With the little plastic figure.
And Lincoln Logs.
Yeah.
And Lincoln Logs.
And Lincoln Logs.
Bruce.
We had the G.I. Joes.
But
Yeah.
The old style G.I. Joes, right?
The ones
But
you
we
couldn't
had,
burn.
the
the ones you couldn't
camo
burn.
and the frogman uniforms.
Like the
and
taller
Foot
ones.
Locker. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
tall,
Yeah.
and they had every freaking imaginable outfit. Blonde-haired guys, blue. But we lived in Campbell, which was all farmland back then, right? So we go out there and we'd always have a field that would just been plowed and disked, so we had the dirt clods. We'd build these dirt clod forts and put the G.I. Joes behind them and stuff, and then we go, back 20 feet and have.
Cherry bombs.
Well, no, we try to blow up these forts, and wipe out the G.I. Joes. And we got good about, putting new parts on them and stuff. You take a hand off, and but
The
or did
Bionic Man.
or we'd set up the plastic soldiers and we'd buy the little packet of plastic soldiers. We'd have our BB guns and we'd set them up out in the field too, and then we'd sit there with the BB guns trying to
That's
take
what it
the
is.
plastic soldiers off. We had nice
Chris
cheap
has
fun
it.
as kids,
Yeah.
Or we throw darts up in the air and hopefully not stick them in our heads.
Darts,
Lawn
the
darts,
lawn
yeah,
dart,
lawn darts.
baby, lawn
Yeah,
darts.
yeah, I got
Yeah,
one.
we
I
can't
got
have
one of
those
in my
anymore.
calf one
Hey,
day.
it's funny, but lawn darts didn't make the top 25 list, but that should have made
What was your favorite childhood toy?
Mine
Johnny.
mine were Army Men. I loved Army Men. It was just,
Oh, yeah.
it was just, we didn't have the dirt because I lived in South Philly. So, and by the time we got here to California in the 80s, I was 12. I didn't play with
older.
toys. So for me, it was Army Men. Stretch Armstrong was big. Race car tracks. I loved the
Hot Wheel
electronic.
tracks.
The Hot Wheel track.
Yeah, the Hot Wheel tracks. And back then you didn't have, it was like the one I had, the first set that I had, it wasn't plugged into the wall. It was with like 15 fucking D batteries that you would put into this fucking thing. It would cost your parents a fortune to run these cars. And then you would charge the car. Yeah, you would charge the car first with this other thing and then put it on the track. It was bad.
So Bob and I didn't have the motorized Hot Wheel things. It was the track that you would set up with gravity as far up to whatever high piece of furniture you could do to get momentum with the car and then try to keep the wheel straight to get the thing to actually go down the track.
Yeah, the Hot Wheels. Yeah.
All right, here's the list.
Now,
Number one.
I have two things here real quick before you start the list.
Go ahead.
Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
Garbage Pail Kids. The cars.
And then
I collected those.
And then the other one was, I know we're missing this, but I remember I used to ride this all the time. My Big Wheel.
Big wheels.
The big wheel,
the big
baby.
wheel.
The green machine, baby. The green
And
machine.
they got those things.
Bigger than.
We got those things for adults now.
Yep.
Yeah,
I had a
They
dent
got
in
the
mine.
big
I
wheels
still
for
ride it.
adults. Yeah.
I would actually ride it up the hill where I couldn't go up anymore and spin around and come back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You
here's
could do some crazy shit with those things.
Yeah.
With those plastic wheels, you could.
you could do that spin out.
Oh, you could. Yeah. You could slalom that thing coming down anywhere. You know.
See, where I lived when I was little, like it went from pavement to gravel. So like I would fly down the pavement, and then like as soon as I hit the gravel, turn the wheel, and I'd start spinning around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big wheels were hot,
And you would never flip.
Well,
No,
here's
you
your
can't.
top 25 list.
Solid ass wheels, dude.
Yeah.
And they were just so low to the ground too. You know.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, here's your top 25 list. Cabbage Patch Kids is number one.
Yep.
Care Bears number two.
Oh,
Number three.
Rainbow Bear.
Surpriser. And I still to this day don't understand how it's a fucking toy, but the Magic 8 Ball. The Magic 8 Ball is the number 3 most popular toy bought in the
party game. You know, you stay.
I know, but it's not a fucking toy.
It's not really. It's more of a novelty.
For Tia, number 4, My Little Pony. My Little Pony. Brian's toy, the Bongo Ball. The Bongo Ball is what you were talking about. At Rainbow Bright Doll. I didn't have a Rainbow Bright Doll.
I didn't have Rainbow Bright.
No. Viewmaster.
My mom still has one.
Yeah, everybody's favorite toy.
They're amazing.
Except for now because there's controversy due to it. But Mr. Potato Head is number 8. Number 10, number 9, a Speak and Spell. You guys remember the Speak and Spell? Yeah.
That one or the Cabbage Patch. That was
Yeah.
a fun ass learning game too. Go figure.
Number 10, Brian's toy, the Big Wheel. I don't know Poplets. I don't know what the fuck that is. So Popples. I don't know what that is. I don't remember that toy. Yeah, you remember that toy?
Oh, it was a stuffed animal, and then you could put it in itself, and it was like a pillow.
Oh,
and then you could pop
God,
it out.
yes. Yeah.
My brother had those.
Number 10, the Transformers, baby. Transformers.
More than meets the eye.
Number 13 for the big boys, the Walkman. The Walkman makes the toy list.
They call that a toy, huh?
Yep, that's a toy. It was a toy. You think about it. Number 14, the Smurf figurines. Who had a Smurf figurine? Come on.
I hated the Smurfs. That was such a creepy show. It was stupid.
Everyone in this panel has had one. I know it. Maybe not Brian, but the Atari game system.
Yep.
Nope.
I had ColecoVision. ColecoVision.
With the paddles.
Oh wow!
Pong?
I didn't have one, but I played it a lot though.
You played it a lot.
Pong was the first one. Pong was
the first one. Who had the Masters of the Universe?
Brian.
I knew Brian.
I think I still have some in a box because, like, when I moved over here, like within the last year, my folks decided to give me boxes of all my old toys because apparently they kept them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I'm like, oh yay, toys. So like I still go through them here and there. It's great.
My daughter's still got, half a dozen Cabbage Patches, and then
Oh,
she got
wow. You got to
she's got
check those.
a Teddy Ruxpin still.
You got to
Oh
check
my
that
Teddy
one.
Ruxpin.
Those are great until like they like ran low on batteries and then just sounded like death.
Oh yeah,
It was ridiculous.
They probably hasn't been fired up in 20 years, but
Right?
probably even longer than that. But
Number
she's got 'em all boxed up.
17.
Yeah.
Number 17. Who had the glowworm?
My brother
Nobody-
did.
Your brother had a glowworm.
Yeah. He went to sleep with it because it was so it was that soft body and the little green head, and that was what lit. And it made you more comfortable to be in the dark.
Did Tia have number 18? The She-Ra Princess of Power doll.
I was too
No.
old for that shit. Oh, Brian did to go with his He-Man.
Did Tia have the
Have She-Ra, because She-Ra like came after He-Man.
Yeah.
Like, we need to
But
have
it
a girl
was
thing on
like
here.
they
Well,
like
she
so
was-
Dude,
Right,
I
so
don't
she
think
was
the
on the
boys.
Louise
Why
TV
was that
show.
even made though, Brian? I mean, did the boys
For the
collect that
girls.
one?
Okay,
probably for
so
the girls.
so the boys did collect a lot of that stuff, and like she was actually on like the He-Man show.
Yeah.
like the
they
movies
did like
with
a
him.
crossover.
And then like so like they decided to put her on like her own show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember her own show.
Mhm.
All right, Tia. Did Tia have a Barbie in the Rockers?
Oh my God. Yes, I did. And it came with the cassette tape, and you put it in, and we're Barbie and the Rockers. Rocking totally in the crew.
Bob,
I
aren't
got
you
that.
glad we were all grown up by then, Bob?
Oh no! As soon as you're done with that list, I got some stories.
All right. Number 20, the Nintendo Game Boy. The Nintendo Game Boy came out.
Hey,
here.
I had one.
That was older than 80s.
Yeah.
My Game Boy is how I learned about baseball because I used to have Frank Thomas Big Hair baseball on it.
Yep. Yeah.
I played it all the time.
And number 21 for my brother-in-law, the Star Wars figurines. I know Shane collect those Star Wars figurines.
So, fun little fact about that is
Oh,
that
God,
the
here we
reason
go.
why G.I. Joe came out with the smaller figurines is so like they couldn't share clothes with the Star Wars thing.
Right.
They couldn't intermix things. So like they
my
actually made the G.I. Joes smaller because of that fact. Well, first they were bigger, and then they changed to
Friends
smaller
and
after
Foe.
that.
Friends and Phobe is getting dusted.
There's actually like I watched the video on YouTube. It was actually all about like toys from like the 80s, 90s, and all
I
that
think I
stuff.
saw that one. Yeah.
It's actually really, really it's on
I-
Netflix actually.
It's
Sorry.
on Netflix. It's toys,
Yep.
80s toys.
Yep.
It's a great fucking series. If you guys haven't watched it, that's a great
I get
series.
caught up in the
Yep.
commercials
That's
too.
what it is.
Like old
It's-
80s commercials. It's
Yep.
ridiculous. I'm like, oh
No.
shit. Saturday
It's
morning
called The
You-
Toys That Made Us.
If you're an 80s fan
Made Us,
and you
yeah, that's it.
that's the documentary on Netflix,
hella
80s
fun.
toys, it's a great fucking documentary. I know Tia and I know Brian may have had this toy. Skip it.
I did.
You
You put it on your
Yes.
put it on your leg and you spin it around.
leg.
You
You
got to
can
jump
jump rope
up.
by yourself.
So that was actually bought for my sister, and then we kind of shared it. It was a pink one. I remember.
Sure, Brian. Sure.
Listen, I'm okay with the pink one. I still use it, so whatever.
Yeah.
I like she got the skip it. I got the pogo ball, so whatever. Who cares?
That is
Oh,
still a
football,
good.
that's the
That is
best.
still a pretty popular toy because I remember buying Hope, John Paul, and Frankie that toy because they wanted
Yeah.
it because it was still very popular.
Which one? Skip it
skip
or the
it.
Pogo Ball?
Skip it. Skip it.
Skip
Yeah. Number 23, and I think Tia may have had it. I don't think Brian did, but the big yellow teapot.
I don't know that one.
You didn't have that one.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. All right. But number 24, everyone on this panel has had one. I already fucking know it. Etch a Sketch.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mom still has one.
Everybody's had one.
Yeah.
And number 25, I don't know if Tia was too old. Maybe Brian was okay. Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin.
My
Daughter
brother
had
had
it.
one. You're saying
had
it
one.
kind of perversely. Like rub skin.
Rupkin. I don't know how to fucking say it.
Rust-
It's a fucking teddy
Teddy
bear.
Ruxpin.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Spin.
Rux
Rux.
pin.
Spin.
Rupspin.
Rup. Or you
Rupspin.
Like, are you X? Rux Pin.
Russ,
Getting out of focus.
I am drinking fucking wine, and my look, even my fucking camera is out of focus. As I'm so
Yeah.
drunk.
I'm going, John.
Okay.
Your
There you
drinking's affecting us, John, because you're getting fuzzy.
It's
There you go.
Ruxpin, Teddy
There you go.
Ruxpin.
That is the top 25 toys. Bob has some he wants to add. Bob, it has to be in
Okay,
the 80s. Don't
so
go 60s
In
on
the
me.
mid 80s, I spent a lot of time babysitting my nieces who were 5 and 4. And I hit every He-Man movie, the She-Ra movie, the Care Bears movie, the Strawberry Shortcakes, every Disney movie that came out. But there was this crossover cartoon called The Wuzzles. And I was a big Lion fan, so my nieces got me a Braveheart Lion Care Bear for Christmas one year. And then next year, I got the Bumble Lion stuffed animal. But the Wuzzles were there. But I had to buy and keep in my apartment all those toys for when my nieces came over to play.
Nice. You're a good uncle. You're a good uncle.
I had them
Bob.
all.
That's a good uncle. I remember a funny story because you're talking about buying stuff to have for your nieces and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
Troy, my best friend growing up, was my Frankie's godfather. So Frankie, so first toys that Troy would buy, he would specifically go to Toys R Us and find the toy that made the loudest noise and the most
That's
fucking
Troy.
exactly. And Frankie had this little train that he fucking loved. And this train made train sounds, and it would keep going in a circle, and it would whistle, and this thing would just fucking absolutely drive me nuts to the point where I would take the batteries out, but then Frankie would end up crying, and I would have to put the fucking batteries back in this thing. And from that day on, that's how I shop for everybody else's kids. That's what I did. Anytime I was going to buy a toy for a kid, I would make sure it was
the worst. Yeah.
It was loud.
I do that
I have
for
a story for you.
grandkids.
Go
I do
ahead.
that for the grandkids to torment the daughter for when she was growing up.
Oh God.
So
Go ahead, Brian.
okay, everyone remembers those like rubber chickens you squeeze and they make the horrible noises, right? So apparently nowadays they make ones that are like 3 feet tall. And you can get them at like Shields, Toys R Us, or whatever store you want to go to. My sister-in-law gave my daughter one, and she went around the house with that damn thing for like 2.5 weeks, just hugging it and squeezing it, and making this random noise. And then finally, it quit working. So what she did was she put something in his throat, so like it stopped. I don't know what she did, but she did that, and I'm like, oh, it's broken. So then, about a couple weeks ago, we were shopping with the grandma and walking around, and they had a whole shelf full of these fuckers. Okay, just a whole shelf full of them. And I'm like, oh dear Lord, she don't want one, and she didn't say I want that. She walked right by. I'm like, thank you. The wife hated it. I was okay with it because I know like horrible, like people buy things for kids that make noise.
They
like,
do.
oh, it's not my kid. Here you go. Have fun. I get that. I know this. It's okay.
He's like,
those little, when they first start walking, they have like those little push things that have the bubble and the balls pop up and makes
the little
popcorn noise.
Popcorn thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bought those for when I was younger for every time one of my nieces or nephews turned 1. I would buy one of those. And my brothers and my sister would call me like after 3 weeks later, and they're like, "You son of a bitch." I go, "That's why I don't have kids, okay? Because you can't do that shit to me, all right? I don't have kids."
That's
Bruce, you had
But
a
yeah,
daughter.
they walk around everything pop.
You had a daughter in the 80s, so what toys were you buying her?
Oh, she got mom. Yeah, I mean, she had electric cars and
you tomboyed her. You tomboyed her.
Yeah, I mean, she had. Well, I tomboyed her. The wife would girl her back up again, and I would, But yeah, she had like the electric scooters, the electric cars, the
See, Bruce is just like me. Trina used to get so mad at me because Coat would not wear a dress because I got her taught to play in the dirt, in the mud, with her brothers.
Yeah,
No, I
took
her fishing. I took her camping. You know, all that stuff that the girls need to experience. You know, the wife hated it, but the daughter loved it. She liked fishing and putting the worm on the hook and all that stuff like that. So. I she's definitely a girl, but I got a little exposure to, playing baseball and getting dirty and that type.
Worms on the hook,
yeah. So
Tia, what was your favorite toy as a little kid?
Me?
No, not you. You're not Tia.
Oh.
You know what's weird? I had this doll.
Bruce, yours had to be a stick. You're so old. It's going to be a can that you kicked around.
It was like Bob says, it was back to the Lincoln Log days.
Yeah, Lincoln Log.
Mm-hmm.
there was two I can think of. There was this doll I had. I think her name was
Annabelle.
Oh God.
No, I'm kidding.
No, but you would mix the powder and you would feed her, and then she would wet and she would go poo poo.
Oh wow. They had that technology back then?
It wasn't technology, it was a tube. Put the fruit in and it would go all the way through. But then there were these I used to love, and you can make them nowadays. They were little like can type things, but they had a long plastic string on it, and you could walk. And so it raised you up about 4 inches.
Yeah.
I used to love walking around on and a pogo stick.
Yeah, what happened to the pogo stick? Because I thought that was it came back in the 90s. It semi came because I remember buying all 3 kids pogo stick.
One.
Yeah, Allie had. I think we bought them all at the same time.
Probably
here's something you guys remember, John. You probably did this. Creepy crawlers.
Creepy crawlers, man.
And then they would slowly go down the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, and then for a while they made that.
We would do that, Bruce. We would do that on Sunday with pasta. That's how we knew if pasta was cooked. We'd throw it at the wall, and if it would start falling.
But then they made the edibles too. Yeah. For a while, you could get the edible creepy crawlers, And then I saw a cute thing for you girls. It was posted on Facebook. It says, "Anybody remember the Easy Bake Oven?" Yeah, well, that cake I started in 1987.
Yeah, that was Tia, did you have an Easy Bake Oven?
Absolutely. And we used to make those little, it was a freaking light bulb, and it would cook.
I hated that thing.
Just add water, powder, freaking brownie.
I hated Josephine. My cousin Josephine had that thing, and I hated her for it because it took forever to get a fucking cookie out of that goddamn thing.
It was an 8-hour cook, man.
Good
fucking Easy Bake Oven.
Oh, Bob left us.
Yeah, Bob. I don't know what happened to Bob. Did
he
Bob
said, I have to go. Good show.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go. This is a fun one. And I want you guys to guess the number one show in 1980s on TV.
80?
80s TV. Nope. Brian, don't you be fucking Googling, Brian. I see you're fucking.
He's already looking.
All right, there you go. Number one show. Shocker to me because I thought this other show was number one, but it isn't. Brian? Alf, no. It's not Alf.
Magnum PI.
No, not even that one.
Oh, I got a good guess.
That was close, though, Bruce. Brian? Quit Googling, you fucker. I can see your eyes, you little bitch. Say it. Just say a name. Name a show right now.
Well, I got a guess, too.
So my few I was thinking about would be...
He's Googling. I can tell.
No,
he thinks I know. He's not.
I
know you. I know you.
My hands are right here.
I've never met you, but I fucking know you.
But he's not looking at the camera. He's looking at the sun.
I'm looking at his eyes. I know.
You want to see what I'm looking at? I can show you what I'm looking at.
No. Go.
Have you over here?
I don't want to see porn. Over here. I don't want to see porn.
No, it's like our show, like Twitch and Facebook.
All right, go. Give me. Just throw it out there. Just throw a name out there.
No. I was gonna say like Sanford Son or the like Facts of Life type thing.
No. Number one show.
I gotta guess. Wait, I gotta guess.
No.
It was the one with the kit car.
No.
Knight Rider.
Night Rider.
The number one TV show in the 80s.
MASH.
My favorite show.
MASH.
Second favorite show, actually. Cheers. Cheers is number one.
Cheers.
That was close.
Well, everybody knows
Knows
your
your
name.
name.
Boom, boom, boom.
Number two, Bruce guessed it. Magnum PI. Great fucking show.
That was close.
Number three, I love him. Married with Children. I always feel sorry for Al.
Oh,
I never forget
Al
my
Bundy.
dad. My dad is the quietest man you ever meet in your life. My dad is watching Love Married with Children. My dad got up off the couch and said, "That's it. If I can't take it anymore, Al never wins. Al never gets anything he wants." He was so mad. He was so mad that Al never.
That's
It was
hilarious.
it was so important for my dad for Al just to win once on that show, dude. He didn't watch it anymore. He gave up. He goes, "I'm done." He goes, "This is bullshit." Those are my dad's words. This is bullshit. Number four, the Dukes of Hazzards, baby. The Dukes
Oh
of
my
Hazzards.
God, Daisy Duke.
Number
we
five.
actually can't watch that show anymore.
Yeah. Number
It's
five,
really
everybody's favorite show.
broke.
Everybody's favorite show.
Rescue
Probably not so
911.
much. Not so much probably Bruce because he was a little bit older. The Muppet Show, baby. The Muppet
Ew,
Show.
ew, I hate the
I
Muppets.
love the Muppet Show.
Oh,
Muppets.
come on.
Oh,
hate
what?
Muppets.
Why? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong?
They're
with
just
Bruce?
those
Brian,
two
what's
rookie
wrong?
guys in the top, and I hated Miss Piggy, and like there's just so much about the Muppets that are shitty.
You hated
Why?
Miss Piggy?
What's so okay? You're not like giving me anything here. You just like I just don't like the Muppets. Like what's wrong
No,
with the
I
Muppets?
said those two old guys up in the.
She didn't
up in
like the old
balcony.
guys at the
which
top.
And
which
then-
are hilarious.
I
Yeah,
love
right.
the old guys.
I
They were
did
the
love Bunsen
20s.
Beaker. I like the Beaker and the other guy. Those were funny, and I like the Muppet
The Swedish
Babies.
Chef and Bunsen
cartoon.
Baker.
The Swedish Chef was excellent, dude.
Swedish.
I like the Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
I don't like Muppets.
All
Why?
right,
Like you have
numbers-
Kermit,
I like Kermit.
Fonzie.
Let's move on.
Fonzo.
Fonzie. Oh, Fonzie, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Fonzie was hilarious.
Yeah, come on. It's like he's like Mr. Dad jokes. Come on.
Yeah, number 6, Knight Rider. Everybody remembers Knight
There
Rider.
it is.
Number 7, if you had a roll of duct tape and some other
MacGyver.
stuff, MacGyver, baby. Number 8 was a shocker. Happy Days. I loved Happy Days.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really loved Happy Days. Yeah. Number 9 was MASH. Great show. Still love watching it. Don't like the. Everyone praises the end. I'm still kind of skeptic on the end. Number 10, everybody's favorite show, even my mom's, The Golden Girls.
I hated that show.
But you're looking back on it now, and their quips were so iconic. Like
Yeah, exactly.
that old mom, you know, like, oh my God, it's pretty funny to watch when you're
She
drinking.
wasn't that old. She wore a lot of the
Yeah,
wig
she
and
was
all
as
that
young
stuff.
as like Rue McClanahan and all
Yeah,
them. Yeah.
yeah.
B.
The-
Arthur.
The hottest dingy blonde of all times. Three's
They were.
Company.
Susan Summers.
Three's
Oh
Company.
my gosh.
Suzanne
Knock on
Summers.
my door.
No,
We've been waiting for you.
For you.
Well,
It's a
it's-
his and hers. And
She had to wear band-aids underneath those t-shirts because they're
she was, till this day, as a teenager, I could not control myself watching that show. Flat out. I'm going to say I don't care.
I'm pitching a tent.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was pitching a tent.
Well, that's
Number
what she-
that was 11. Number 12. Bob would be excited. The A-Team. The A-Team. I was
Oh,
okay.
Nice to
It was a
see.
good show. It was a good show. It's a little too. Number 13. Family Ties.
Oh, that was a good one.
Good
Very
show.
wholesome.
Yeah.
Michael
14.
P. Keaton.
Yeah. Quantum Leap. Number 14.
That was a good show.
Good
That was
show,
a
good
really
show.
good show.
Good
I like
show.
that one.
Number 15 for all the nerds out there. Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Hey, remind me which one is that? The Picard one? Is that the
Yeah.
Geordie
That's,
LaForge?
Next
one?
Generation.
that's
That's
Picard.
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 Yeah.
That's Picard.
Yeah,
The
that
Next
was a
Generation.
good Picard one. I liked his.
The other sexy but not dingy blonde, WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh my
Lonnie
God.
Anderson.
That's kind of what made everyone want to be a radio DJ.
Yeah. One of my funniest shows.
I didn't know turkeys couldn't fly.
I didn't know turkeys can't fly. One of my favorite shows. And the start of the great comedian, Mork and Mindy.
Oh my gosh.
Mork and Mindy.
That's actually the show that my sister's named after.
Oh, she named Mindy after Mork and Mindy?
Yep.
I don't know how 18 made the list, but I guess it did. The Jetsons.
It's
the Jetsons.
What? The Jetsons.
The Jetsons made the list.
The Jetsons and the Flintstones should both be on the list now.
Did you know the Flintstones was a cartoon, as an adult cartoon when it came out?
Yeah, because they actually show smoking ads.
Mm-hmm.
Number 19. I watched a little bit of this show. Didn't get it. Growing Pains.
Oh, Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, Kirk Cameron, the Christian boy.
Yeah.
Number 20. Everybody made fun of this guy, but everybody dressed like him. Miami Vice. Don Johnson.
Don Johnson.
And another cartoon that made the list, the Tom and Jerry Comedy Show.
Yep.
That is a shocker that two cartoons
still on.
Tom and Jerry in the morning on Saturday morning cartoons.
It's still on, but it's amazing.
There is no more Saturday morning cartoons.
I know.
Yeah, there is. But it's amazing that show, those two cartoons make the top 25 of all time in the 80s.
I'm surprised Bug isn't there, or the Warner Brothers ones.
Yeah. Number 23 was a pretty good show. The Incredible Hulk. Who watched The Incredible Hulk? The original Incredible Hulk.
With
Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Bill Bixby.
You don't want to see me when I'm angry.
Yeah. Wasn't that Bill Bixby?
Bill Bixby.
And then it was Lou Ferrigno that played
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah. Played the Hulk. Yep.
That's who it is.
My favorite show of all time. Seinfeld. Which I am shocked that Seinfeld.
That's a show about nothing, John.
You don't like that show?
Seinfeld I did.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I thought that was more of a 90s thing, though.
That's what I think. Because in the 80s,
nothing.
Yeah, in the 80s, Seinfeld was still kind of. They weren't still making the charts. They were still kind of that show.
Late
it almost
80s.
got canceled. It almost got canceled. So, and number 25. Can anybody guess the show? I just kind of wondering, kind of think. I'm going to give you the name. I'm going to give you the name of one of the characters. Actually, the name of the actor, Tony Danza.
Oh, who's the boss?
Yeah, Tia. How the fuck does Who the Boss make this fucking list?
Judith Light and Alyssa Milano was beautiful.
I had such a crush on Judith Light as a teenager. I don't know what it was. I did. I don't know what it was about her. I don't know what it was about her.
You like the old mom? She was a MILF too? Because
I think so. I think so. Yeah, Melissa Milano was my age at that time, maybe a little bit younger. But there's something about her. And
because she was a professional and she was like,
I don't know what it was. And the mom. But the reason the mom was, I had a crush on the mom was because back then I had a thing for soap. Bruce has got to remember the show Soap.
That's not Judith Light. The mom was
the mom is from Judith. No, that's what I'm saying. I said I also had a crush on the mom.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and she was from the show. You remember Soap?
That sounded really, really odd when he said, I had a thing for soap.
Oh, no, yeah. The show Soap. Bruce remembers the show Soap.
What was that redheaded lady's name?
What was her name?
Mona.
Mona.
Oh, no, that was on Who's the Boss.
That was on Who the Boss. On Soap, she was known as, hold on. Let's see here.
Billy Crystal was on there.
Cast of Soap. Yeah, Billy Crystal was on.
He was the
no Googling, John.
Dude, he was the one with the dummy.
Yeah, my favorite thing. I loved SNL in the late 70s and 80s, but Billy Crystal, when he would do that fucking sketch on SNL, you look so marvelous, darling, you look so marvelous.
Well, I like
dude, my mom.
What's the Western movie he made? He had that one guy. It was his brother, and the Western cowboy was in it. And they do the Dude's Ranch. City Slickers.
Oh, City Slickers, yeah. Dude, my mom would beg us boys to stop saying that. We would walk around the house going, "You look so marvelous, Mom. You look marvelous. Please stop." Oh man.
Funny.
Yeah, I'm surprised. A couple of the shows that I'm surprised that are on the list and I'm wondering, okay, is Cosby's 80s or 90s to you guys?
80s.
80s. Do you think that he's not on this list because of what happened?
Controversy.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
what I kind of wanted to get your guys'.
Well,
Probably.
okay, so the Cosbys did have like a Muppets crossover in there too.
Muppets.
Yeah, they actually had a Muppets crossover with a show. Actually,
Yeah,
I actually remember watching it.
What about yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
answer,
I don't
my
think
question.
That's the case,
Do you think? But that show was such a hit. That show was number one.
It was
a lot.
Yeah, you don't see Bella commercials anymore, do you?
Do you think that's more of like a 90s show though? Instead of 80s?
Let's see here, the Cosbys.
Because I think that one and like Charles in Charge
Cosbys.
type thing were on the same boat.
1984. No, so you can't say it's a 90s thing. So it started in 84.
What about the Facts of Life and Silver
Facts
Spoon?
of Life, Night Court.
Night Court.
There's so
I
many
still
shows,
actually
dude.
watch Night Court. It's still on.
It's still fucking hilarious.
On Hulu
Hey,
or
yeah.
where?
I watch it.
How about Barney
It's on
Miller?
like cable TV.
Yeah, Barney Miller was a great
Barney
show.
Miller.
Columbo.
What was the one with Taxi? Oh, Taxi.
Oh, Taxi.
What was the one with Telly Savalas? Bruce, come on.
Kojak.
Kojak, baby.
Yeah.
Kojak. My dad loved that fucking show, dude. Kojak. There was like few shows that my parents would sit down to watch. Kojak, the Lawrence Welk show, the fucking one with the country one. What was the country one? It was kind of like the Lawrence Welk show. The
Little House
variety.
on the Prairie.
No.
Hee-haw?
Hee-haw, dude. My dad would just fucking hee-haw, dude. I'm like, how's this fucking Sicilian man like hee-haw? How does this fucking Sicilian man love hee-haw? I never got that, dude. But my dad was the hugest and still is to this day, even with his dementia. If I were to put a picture of fucking Dolly Parton in front of my fucking dad, he would lose it.
He knows who it is.
He would fucking literally lose it.
Was on Hee-Haw?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
She was friends with Roy Clark and what's his name? Yeah, she would do a little cameos there.
Yeah, she was.
Was she singing?
Yeah.
Oh
plus
yeah.
Plus she was doing the skits because they did
variety shows. Remember they had Sonny and Cher? They had a variety show.
Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having so many fucking 80s. Was Wings fucking 80s?
Who?
Wings was 80s, right? That was a great fucking show. Wings.
I don't know.
You probably don't remember it, Tia.
Was it like the
plane one where they worked at an airport? It used to come on after Cheers.
It was Wings.
Wings, yeah.
And then what was it? The other one was the Flying Nun. That was even before the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was earlier.
Wings started in 1990.
Oh, did it? So yeah, okay. So it doesn't
about
make
the Flying Nun.
The Flying Nuns. Jesus
I would
Christ,
say
Bruce.
that was in the 60s.
I was like,
No.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Not the Flying
Brian.
Nuns, no.
Bruce is
You're
going to
talking
say.
about the one with
Sally
what's her name?
Field.
Sally
Field.
Field.
Flying Nun, the final episode was in 1970.
yeah.
That was a 60s show.
Bruce
Damn
is
it,
going to
Bruce.
say.
Come on, keep up.
My
Your
1950s.
Bruce,
We're talking
Bruce is-
80s. My time.
Bruce is going to go Inspector Gadget next. Inspector Gadget.
That was the good 80s cartoon.
Yeah, what's wrong with that cartoon? It's a great cartoon.
No, I'm talking about the TV series, Inspector Gadget.
Yeah,
Bruce
I know. I
remember-
used to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, Get Smart. Yeah.
Get smart. Get smart.
Yeah.
Get smart. God, I think we went through everything, guys. We actually went through the whole thing. Is there anything else that I missed that you guys want to talk about from the 80s? We got Cars.
Not missed. I did have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are we thinking about doing like a 90s show sometime?
Oh fuck! I was married with children. I was like Bruce.
That's
Just
what I
asking
was
a
in the
question.
80s, man. Yeah.
90s.
90s too.
We can do 90s. We can do 90s.
Just
Bruce
ask
was
questions.
retired. Bruce was retired in the 90s.
Retired in the.
Oh,
Yeah.
that 90s show would be full of Nirvana and Friends.
Ah,
Chris had a question. Was Charlie's Angels mentioned?
Charlie's Angels was, I think it was 80s, wasn't it? Charlie's Angels?
yeah.
The original show, Charlie's
Sarah
Angels.
Fawcett and
God, I love her.
what's the brown-haired beautiful girl?
76 to 81.
Well, they took the one girl out of the show originally.
Yeah.
They
76 to 80.
changed one. They changed one girl that wasn't in the original.
Yeah. That was Jacqueline Smith, right?
Jacqueline
She
Smith.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah, she left. Yeah. Goddamn. Actually, a movie we didn't mention in the 80s, 10. As a teenage boy, that movie was fucking amazing. 10.
10.
Oh, Derek.
Yeah, it was, dude.
Oh, 10. Oh, that 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what everybody went with the
The official
hair.
Or
the
braids.
official run on the beach scene is
Yep.
still synonymous for anyone that's over 50.
I mean, they even had Blue Lagoon with what's her
Brooke
name?
Shields.
Brooke
Oh,
Shields.
Brooke Shields, Blue Lagoon with Brooke
Yep.
Shields, and who else was in that? It was that British guy. I forget. I can't remember. Those are some
But
good
do you
movies.
remember that, John? Do you remember that scene in Tommy Boy where
Yes.
the thing and he's like, "Is that
I
for
about
me,
lost
Dad?
it when she got out of
Oh,
the pool.
that's for me."
Well,
She
you think
still looks
about
like
that.
a 10.
You think about that. She's like 60 in that scene, dude. And
Yeah,
she still
was
looks
rocking.
fucking amazing coming out of that pool in Tommy Boy. And that was
And that was
2000,
something.
2007. 2007, Tommy Boy. Am I right on that one? Tommy Boy.
That's a great show. Movie.
Oh, shit. What am I saying? Tommy Boy's 95.
Oh
Fuck.
my-
God damn. How's that Hope's favorite movie?
It's one of my all-time
yeah.
favorites. All time.
Yeah, I guess I made them watch it.
Yeah.
I know that Betty White did some TV shows in the 80s, but I can't remember anything that she was in the 80s because I know
Golden
her
Girls?
Golden Girls and then I think that's it because then she did a Hot in Cleveland, which is a great show. Hot in Cleveland. I don't know if you guys watched that. Uncle Buck, we did Uncle Buck the Enforcer. We topped everything tonight. We went 3 hours of
We went
complete
3
fucking-
hours.
3 hours in completely 80s. I feel fucking 25 years younger right now, dude. I'm like ready to go outside. I am literally ready to go outside and race someone. Remember those days, Bruce, where you told your buddy, let's go out and race out in the street in the middle of the night? I know I can beat you. I'm looking for somebody right now who wants to race Johnny out in the street right now.
We did TPing. Remember TPing?
Oh,
In the 80s? TPing.
I have a TP story. I have thanks to my daughter Hope. Okay, TP sure changed a lot from the 80s to the 90s, and then when my daughter Hope was TPing. Now, Tia, as a girl, did you stick a used tampon in someone's mailbox?
Used one, huh?
Yeah.
That's wretched.
They're
That's
just
ratchet.
vicious girls. I remember having to go and clean all that mess up at that girl's house. I felt
We
so bad.
literally just used toilet paper that was
It was
out of the
toilet
roll.
paper, dude. That was
Throw
it.
And then it would
Toilet
go when. It was
Yeah.
fun.
I mean,
It was harmless. That seems a little ratchet.
yeah. That was a shocker to me and my ex-wife that there were used tampons in the mailbox. Yeah. Brian, you got anything you want to add to this nonsense?
The 80s were the years of smoking, knocking down mailboxes with baseball bats.
Mailbags.
I remember that.
Yeah. All right. I didn't get to say what the 80s were to me. And I want to get that out there. And I'm going to get that out there right now. Arcades.
The years of
Shut your
cocaine.
mouth, Brian. Yeah, cocaine didn't happen till late in the 80s. Arcades, BMX bikes, skateboards, Friendship was huge for me in the 80s. I had
Mm.
so many amazing friends. I wish to this day that I still had those friendships, but you know how things are. And Tia brought it up when we were talking. Music has just been a huge part.
Absolutely.
Music is a huge part of my life, and I can listen. I'm getting choked up now. I'm a softy Italian, but I can. For me, I can hear a song and I can close my eyes and I can either picture myself standing in the pit at a concert or some special place at that time when that song was playing in my life. And to me, music, like Tia said, music is like the perfect thing for the 80s. When I don't think we've all gotten a pretty good idea of what music's been throughout the decades. We've had a lot of decades to listen to music, and still to this day, do I get music that's today? I think it's awesome. I think it's great, but there's very few songs that I can listen to right now in the 80s that I don't, or in the 2021s, that I don't hear a little bit of the 80s in.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
we talked about it. Synthesizers are big. They're coming back. Certain beats and rhythms are coming back. I can hear it. I can hear it. It's just you can't hide those rhythms. You can't hide. And I get it. A lot of these guys over the years, like we talked about music before, and how guys from the 70s influence guys in the 80s, how guys in the 80s influence guys in the 90s, and all that. And you can hear that in this music. Do I like it? Fuck no, I don't like it, because a lot of times it's like a great song that I remember being a great song that's mixed into this nonsense lyrics that are talking about smacking pussy and all this other shit. I don't want it, that's not what that song was about. And to use that rhythm and to use that beat and that sound. And Tia knows how music is to me. Music gets stuck in my head, and I hate Tia and her ex-husband Shane. You're laughing, but that song is still stuck. That is one of the top 2 songs that get stuck in my fucking head. Lady Gaga, you asshole. You know which one I'm talking about. Okay. There's Taylor Swift and that fucking Lady Gaga song. If I hear those 2 songs, the Taylor Swift song's fine. The Lady Gaga one just drives me up the wall, because that song will be stuck in my fucking head for fucking months, dude. And you know which one I'm talking about, right, Tia?
Yes.
La ra 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 ra. Yeah, I hate you. I hate both of you for that fucking song. I hate both of you guys for that song, because that song gets, and Shane will send me that song out of the blue just to fuck with me. But yeah, I mean, I love the 80s. I love that I got to grow up and be a kid in the 80s. I love that I got to be a teenager in the 80s.
Yep.
I love the fact that my parents trust me enough to be responsible, to go out and do things. And it's sad to see that today, where it's just like, I remember Tia, you probably too, Bruce, but maybe not so much Brian, but like that first time you saw that parent with the leash. Remember the first time you saw that?
To the kid, and you're like,
It was just like, to me, that just kind of blew me away. I was just like, the first thing I thought to myself is that fucking kid's going to be breastfeeding until he's fucking 10, and he's not, you know what I mean? It just, to me, it was just weird. I know times have changed and things have changed, and I think media and the news and all that is made.
Me back in my day growing up, I knew what discipline was.
Yeah, you knew what discipline was. You knew, like I was going to say, you knew that light came on, that street light came on. You knew you had to go home.
Yeah, you knew what the belt was.
Yeah.
You knew what the dispatcher was. You knew what the switch was. And, me growing up, I never knew my friend's parents' first name.
It was Mr.
Right? It was always Mr. or Mrs. and whatever the last name. I never, when my mom would go over, go talk to, ask Subby. Who's Subby?
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
I never knew anybody's first name, you know.
I was
It
the
was
same
always
way,
Mr.
Bruce.
and Mrs., you know.
Yeah, I was the same way. It was like with
Yeah.
Troy. She used to get mad. She says, "No, my name
Yeah.
is Diane." I say, "No, you're Mrs. Dupani." That's
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
I was told to call
Yeah.
you. I didn't call
Yeah.
you. I didn't go, "Hey, Diane, what's up?" You know,
Yeah.
it's just that didn't sound right as a teenager.
And
to
any
an adult.
adult talking to you was the same as your parents. You
Yeah.
respected them.
You respected them. You didn't.
Yeah.
You respected people's properties. You respected
Yeah.
people themselves. I
Yeah.
just things have changed. It changed. It's sad. I think. I mean, you like I said, you knew the street lights went off. You knew you had to be home. Like with me, I had to be home. That didn't mean I had to be inside. I could still be in front of my house.
Yeah.
I could be
At
out in
least
front of my house.
you could be, if they walked out the door, looked out that front window, you were
Yeah.
in eyesight.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was different times.
But if you weren't and your mom was outside in the nightgown with curlers, you were screwed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then weekends was we had the cartoon time, which was brief because cartoons
Yeah.
didn't last that long on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
And then you had your chores, which you had to do: take out the trash, wash the cans, help dad mow the lawn or whatever it was. And then after that, it was okay. We'll see you when the street lights come on, Mom.
Yeah,
And then we're out and gone.
Yeah, and one of the things I feel is pretty cool, and it's not like one or two people. It's like everyone I know that grew up in the 80s. They taught their kids all that stuff. Their kids know all about that music. They know all about that movies. They know all about those shows. It was like I don't remember my parents sitting me down and saying, listen to Frank Sinatra, listen to these words that he's saying. You know what I mean? These are important. Where I did that. They're like, no, this is AC/DC. Sit down and fucking listen. You're gonna know when you're 30 who the fuck AC/DC is. You're gonna know who Guns N' Roses is. You're gonna, like, for me, I just couldn't wait to teach
share
my
the
kids,
movies
to
and
share those movies that I had enjoyed.
Yeah.
And like Brandon's dad, Bobby's a perfect example. I mean, I worked nights, so I couldn't take my kids, and weekends a lot of times, so I couldn't take my kids to these concerts. So for Bobby to take my son to see all these fucking 80s bands, I was just like blown away. It's like, Dad, they were cool. That's a cool band. I was just blown away. So I think that's the coolest part of the 80s. I think we are the cooler generation where I think even this generation wants to know more about our generation of the 80s of growing up. And I think they wish they had some of the liberties that we had as 80s kids today. And I don't know if you can have those in today's world. I don't know who you blame. I don't know if it's I mean, we had news and it came on at fucking 10 o'clock. And that was it.
Yeah.
But it was facts, not opinions back then.
Yeah. And then you had
that was
your
actually
dad.
a law, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was actually a law.
It was a law. And then you had the newspaper. That was it. And like the only time I had to read the newspaper was in high school for government's class. And I was required that I had to read the paper. I had to read the front page. So if it wasn't for that class, I would have never read the fucking paper anyway.
The wife and I, our big thing on the weekends was going out and getting the Sunday paper,
Yeah.
Because it had the cartoons, it had the news, it had the advertisements for all the sales that were going on, and
and we all sat down to eat dinner together, and I think that's a huge fucking thing. I think it is a huge thing that they don't do today. It's almost I mean, I tried, fucking Tia knows, I tried my hardest, but I couldn't never get everybody together at the table. You couldn't, and it was impossible. And a lot of it was our fault because one was at baseball practice, one was at soccer practice, one was a fucking alcohol was our fucking savior. Yeah, he's probably you guys are twinsies, man. What the fuck? You're fucking twinsies, man.
Well, I mean, and the other thing is that
Bruce, let me ask you, when did your daughter, when was she old enough for you to not be at dinner?
Oh, I don't think there was any time until she was almost graduated that she wasn't.
That dinner time was dinner time.
Dinner time was dinner time. Yeah.
Dinner time was dinner time.
And we ate at the table.
At the table. Nobody.
Right? And
you didn't have the coffee tables.
Fast food was a treat. It was not something that we did every night. It was, once a week maybe.
But we have soda at home. We have something at home.
Thank you, Bruce, because that brought back some fucking amazing memories when you said that. Because we used to have KFC fucking night. It was like we got to have KFC together.
It wasn't an everyday thing. It was a treat to have fast food.
It was a treat.
Yeah.
It was a treat. Tonight we're having KFC. I was like, ah!
Yeah.
I want a breast. I want a breast.
I was always excited for the biscuits and gravy, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Other than that, we were cooking dinner at home,
Yeah. I mean, I bet you for you and Tia, the same way. I mean, how old were you guys before you guys didn't have to sit down be at the dinner table at a certain time?
Well, my dad worked late, so
your dad worked night, yeah.
We all just kind of did our thing, and but it was already starting to be different than it was.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Were things different though for you, Chicago and California? Yeah, right. Because it's like me, Tia. You're like me. It was like culture shock.
Oh yeah. I wore all the wrong clothes. I had the wrong shoes. I was like in the wrong, and it was in the 80s. Yeah. 87 we moved here. So 86 to 87, it was like the culture shock.
Yeah. 1980 for us. They were like, what the fuck is that? It's a hockey stick. You never seen a fucking hockey stick before? Is that a weapon? No, it's not a bamboo. They thought it was a bamboo. The thing that I was like, no, dude, it's got a fucking shaft on it. It's a fucking hockey stick. Yeah, we had the wrong, but I did wear Vans. So that was like the only thing. And even back east, we still wore 501s. That was like
Levi's were Levi's.
Levi's were Levi's. It was probably easier, the transition. It was still awkward for us because like here, like one of the biggest things that I noticed when we moved here was people here could take a joke. Like we're back east, that's not a fucking joke. I'm going to punch you in the face. Yeah. So me and Phil and Pino's attitudes were like, I'm going to punch you in the fucking face. That's not funny, and like, I think we came into that time where your mom was like a thing, like your mom, like, no, bitch, you say my mom, you're going to get your fucking face punched in, dude. I mean, one of the biggest fights I had in my life, there's a cop in between me and the guy I was fighting, and my mom was right there. And my mom showed up to break it up, and the cop showed up to break it up. I was beating the shit out of this guy, and he's sitting on the other side of the cop, and the cop's sitting there separating us two. I'm on this side, he's on this side, and he goes, and my mom was talking, trying to tell the cop to please not take us to juvenile hall, basically. And the kid goes, shut up, bitch. And I just turned around and I just fucking belted him. Fucking just his jaw. Oh, the cop looks at me and goes, I would have done the same thing. I would have. You just didn't say that. If you were from back east, you didn't say that. You didn't say your mom's a bitch because you're going to get hit. And here it was like, oh, it's just funny. No, it's not funny, dude. You're going to get fucking hit. But yeah, no. I don't know. I don't know. I wish things were different, but this is the time that we live in, and it's fun to see. I was kind of trying to do a little search on, I guess fashion is like the big thing that's coming back. I don't know. Did you guys notice that guys are rolling their pants up again? And I thought that was just
suspenders. I see random 80s
skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans. Those have been around.
Yeah, but they take the skinny jeans and then make them extra long and then roll.
We didn't wear skinny jeans, and we did not wear skinny jeans in the 80s, buddy.
They were
like today's skinny jeans are far worse than 80s skinny jeans.
Yeah, I mean,
they're like
we still had some bell bottoms back in those days.
The only jeans that I would consider skinny jeans would have been Guess. Am I right, Tia? Guess would have been the skinny jeans. Those you did buy.
Those were like tapered.
Yeah, you would buy those like 2 sizes smaller than your.
Yeah, but you have some people who buy the skinny jeans and they seg them down and then they roll out the bottom half. So like, just buy shorts.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you know what? I remember too. Now that you talked about that, but Bruce probably remembers because you remember having to take the 501s and put them in the bathtub with hot water before you wore 'em?
just to soften them up.
Yeah.
get all the dye out and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
Well,
dye out.
but I mean, those were stiff clothes for
Stiff
a
as
long
fuck.
time.
They were stiff as fuck.
Yeah. Hey, you could not put on a pair of jeans and move really well.
Right?
And Tia, I know you tie-dyed. Don't tell me you didn't. Hell yeah, you did.
But I did it later on. I didn't really do it in the 80s, but I
You
wore
didn't-
tie-dye in the 80s,
you
but
were
I
tie-
did it in the
Yeah.
80s. But
I
yeah.
forgot about tie-dye because tie-dye kind of took off in the 80s. And we didn't
Yep.
talk about haircuts. I didn't want to go into haircuts because that's like, dude, that's like a whole fucking other.
Well,
Yeah.
back in the 80s, you had the mullets. So
You had mullets. You had the Billy Idol look. You had the fucking.
That's like
Waffles
150 pounds of hairspray later type thing.
hairspray. You had the fucking
Aquanet.
flock of seagulls style. You had a lot of styles in the 80s of haircuts. So I just
the
didn't even want
girls,
to go down.
girls had the wings.
All I remember is cutting my face trying to kiss them all the time. I would cut my face because of all the fucking hairspray you guys would have, and your hair would be so brittle. And when I go to kiss you, and if your hair got stuck in between my teeth,
Hilarious.
it would cut my face from the fucking hairspray.
Oh my god, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
All right,
really glad I got to join in with
That's
you
it, guys.
That
Yeah,
was a lot of fun.
we are done. We had fun doing the 80s show. I hope everybody had
Yay.
fun listening to us talk. Yes, and I'm sorry, Mike made me laugh, but that was funny, Mike. I'm going to give you that one. But when Mike said we sound like a bunch of old fucks, we are a bunch of
We
old
are a
fucks.
bunch of
Hey,
old-
I asked him to come on and rescue me for a little bit, but he didn't come back on. So
Well,
Yeah.
see, he's right in that
He's got
gap.
problems.
So, he's
Right?
30. He's 30, so he couldn't really relate.
yeah, but
to
I
me.
mean, at least he could have came in and rescued me for being the young pup here. Come on now.
You
mean,
are
they-
That's all I'm
young.
asking.
They don't even know what it's like not to have internet. Or a cell
Thank you.
phone,
Thank
I
you,
do.
right?
Thank you.
I do.
Thank you. Tia, what was it like trying to get a hold of your parents back in the fucking 80s when you were at a friend, you were out and about? You had to go
You
find
had
a
to
friend.
call when you got there. You had to call when you were leaving, and yeah,
It
there
a
was no
pain in the
cell
ass.
phone or anything. Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you called from as long as you let them know.
Did your
But-
mom
Payphones.
pay phones?
But you had to
I was gonna
remember a
say,
lot of phone numbers because there was no place to store that stuff. It's all in
No,
your head.
in your head. You remembered phone numbers, but do you remember your parents always giving you a dime? You remember? Always had
No,
a
you-
fucking
well,
money. You always had
well,
change for a fucking payphone. I
I think it
always
was a quarter by the time
Yeah.
I was.
No, but it used to be like in the old
you, Tia.
payphones. If you clicked it a couple times, you could get the operator and do the collect call.
Oh, my mom hated that. Oh
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
my
and then
mom.
you go, and then you'd be like, collect call from. I'm coming up. I
But,
need rest.
you do the message real quick and then hang up.
My mom hated that. She goes, I
That's
give you money for that phone call. What'd you do with it? Ice cream, mom. Ice cream.
Or those 800 numbers that would come on during cartoons and all that stuff. And like
Yeah.
you go to the payphone to use the 800 number and go back home again. I did that all the time.
All right, guys. Thank
All
you,
right,
Tia,
man.
for coming on the
Have
show.
a good weekend.
Welcome back. Anytime
Very
you see a topic,
nostalgic.
anytime you see a topic you're interested in, just let me know. And you're free. I know you work Friday, so it's awesome having you. Love you.
Love you.
I'll blow you kiss. Bruce, I'm not blowing you a fucking kiss.
No, you better not, Joey.
And Brian,
All
always
right.
good to see you. Peace out. Hope everybody
All
enjoyed
right.
the 80s.
Bye,
show.
guys. Have a good weekend.